Zoom is open, so that way it won't be wondering, like, oh, is it open? Is it not?
Tom Bruno was uh, in Jeff's show last night. He said he might want to call or message us. He was having problems with his computer, so Jeff said, "Why don't you do that on the show?" I'm like, "Okay."
All right, awesome. That would be awesome.
I'm the one who put this together, and I was like, "Yeah." Now I can blame you. I can blame you. Thanks. There you go. I'm the one who started this, so I'm sure glad one of you guys admitted it. I'm trying to find.
Okay. I wonder, should I just go ahead, just let everybody in, or just let them wait? Have them wait until the end of the show.
Just let him in.
Yeah.
The more the merrier. Maybe we could talk about Birdemic. I don't know.
Oh my God! No.
Oh man, here it comes.
Not that shit movie.
Bohica. Bohica. Bend over. Here it comes again.
Oh my God!
Oh my goodness, Bohica.
Man, look here, man. I was just informed by George that your Birdemic movie apparently it has a sequel.
Yeah,
there are 3 movies.
It has 2 sequels.
There are 3 movies made.
Yes. So guess what? That's why we're gonna do the Birdemic trilogy for Christmas.
Man,
on Plot Animal. I have planned this out. Listen,
I swear.
I am Denzel in Training Day. I've been planning this all week, son.
Look at, I swear on Raw, I'm gonna give you a clothesline from hell.
No, you're not, because you signed up for this. I've been planning again. I'm Denzel Washington. I've been planning this all week, son. I have been planning it. When I knew Birdemic.
You can always go out sick. You can always get sick and go out sick.
I'm gonna throw my shoe. I'm gonna throw my shoe all the way from here.
You ain't gonna throw no damn shoe
right through
from South Carolina.
Right through the door of your barn.
No, you ain't.
And bust you in your milk dud head.
Gonna do it.
I'm bust you in your milk dud head.
Oh, you ain't.
A shoe from here using physics.
No, just play the Birdemic soundtrack for him and just keep blasting it to him. Just play it on the sound of coffee. There you go.
You think I ain't?
You play that shit if you want to.
I'm just saying. Like I had planned this shit out.
Well, you go ahead and do that shit if you want to.
Dog, I've been playing it all week. When I put the Birdemic in y'all head, there was a reason for that. Because I knew Birdemic had.
I immediately flushed it out my head, but you keep putting it back in. I keep flushing it out.
Yes. That's why I said,
keep flushing it out.
I'm easing y'all in.
I'm going to tell you like this. Immediately after I see it, I'm going to forget it.
I'm just telling you. I'm easing y'all in. Like Golden Child, so the reason I wanted.
I could promise you the only way we're going to do this is doing that. Is having to watch it live, because I promise you. I promise you.
That's exactly what we're going to do.
I'm going to forget about it.
Dog, it is our Christmas special. We're going to start in the second week of December.
I'm going to kick you in your throat.
We're going to start with Birdemic 1.
I'm going to kick you in
the next week is Birdemic 2.
Oh, my God. Why?
And right before Christmas, right before the Yankees at the end of the year, angry.
Why are you trying
Birdemic 3, baby.
Why are you trying to make me hate you?
I'm just saying.
Why are you trying to make me hate you?
I am not trying to make you hate me.
Yeah, you are, man. You tried.
I'm just saying.
Look, you tried to get me to Comic-Con to talk about Star Wars.
Oh, fuck yes.
Tried to get me to,
I'm ready.
to go there to another one to talk about Batman.
I'm ready. You tried to throw me under the bus. You tried to throw me
under the bus with over millions of Apple users saying I don't like him when I just don't like Apple. Now,
come on, man.
You tried to
You mean to tell me you ain't ready?
No, you tried to get me hemmed up with Secret Service.
Hey, you mean to tell me you
and now
ready for a pandemic, Birdemic? Come on, man. Come on. It's a plot
What did I-
a-hole movie waiting to happen.
What did I do to you, man?
I could have said The Room.
Did I offend you somehow?
Hold on. I could have said The Room. I could have said, hey, Angry, let's you, me, Gretchen, and Gambit do The Room first. No, I went for low-hanging fruit. Birdemic. And you're right. We should
That's as low as you can get.
We should absolutely
Almost.
We're just
pretend
correct
to
on
it
that.
live.
Yeah.
Almost. It's almost as low as you can get.
Can you imagine Ghost Claw Entertainment presents Plot A-Holes Birdemic? I mean, come on, man. It's a license to print money. We put it on YouTube and we get super chats. Super chats for people wanting us to talk shit about Birdemic. Hey,
Well,
if we-
at least
if
you
we
won't get
advertise
banned
it-
from TikTok.
Exactly.
Right.
Hey, if we advertise it well, we might
No,
actually.
honestly, like this, if we even mentioned that. I mean, TikTok would just ban us just out of principle.
Harassment and bullying of the birds.
No, just out of principle. Just said
Oh,
this movie is just horrible.
because.
This
just
movie is
because?
no, this movie's just too horrible to talk about. So we're gonna ban you just to be safe.
I'm just saying, man. Birdemic, baby. It's a 3-week extravaganza. We call it a Birdemic Christmas.
You call it extravaganza. I call it 3 weeks.
It's an extravaganza.
I call it torture.
Dog, 3 Saturday nights in a row. Us watching Birdemic for the very first time and making jokes. I mean, I could even do it to where we're doing it during the Zoom and have it on YouTube and make fun of it we can pause it in little parts and go, hey man, you just see that shit. The jokes are writing themselves, Angry.
Oh, you could do
You
the
know,
Discord
I'm
watch
just
party.
saying. I said I'm
Mhm.
not. I'm do it. I'm gonna do it.
See?
But I'm just
See?
saying is that
Told you.
I don't have to be happy about it.
Dude, you'll be happy. Trust me.
I don't have to be. I'm just saying.
It's
I don't have to be
Birdemic.
happy about it. And
It's Birdemic.
you sound like
I'm
a
just saying
birdemic.
it's-
Sound like you got a birdemic right now. That's what you telling me.
I am under the weather. I will be the first person to say that. But Birdemic, baby. 3 weeks in a row. Do you know what the advertisement for that can be? All over our social media, the 4 of us making grimacing faces, and then just a clip from Birdemic playing in the video. And we all just make these faces like,
No,
and then it goes, Plot A-Hole presents Birdemic, the truth.
And the mind said Thomas made me watch this.
The bird. We can call it
Thomas
the
made
bird.
me watch this.
The bird.
That's gonna be mine. It's all.
We got to find a way to put Trilogy and Birdemic together. We got to find a way to put Birdemic and Trilogy together. Bird Trilogy.
Anyway, so
Damn Trilogy.
everybody, hello, welcome. It is now Tuesday, 6 o'clock. You know what that is, and it is time for the help desk. So we have a very little bit different kind of format show for you tonight, and so since the debate is going on, we're gonna just go kind of in a combination of coverage and talking a little bit about tech and social engineering, though this whole AI, how it's affecting the election, Russian bots, and yeah,
The bots.
and then from here we're gonna start coverage at around 7-ish, and we'll have a lot more of the GCPR crew coming in. Probably want to tell us how much that we don't know what we're talking about. We don't know. So, anyways, so I am one of your hosts. I am Gilbert. I am the Angry IT Nerd. I am here with my partner Techno George. George, say hello to the people.
Hello. Don't watch Birdemic, please. No, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
Truer words have never been spoken. Do not watch Birdemic. And if you're watching here on the YouTubes or anywhere else that we're streaming at, you will see that we have a guest here, and you may have heard him. He is Thomas the Villain Bishop. Thomas,
Big fan of Birdemic.
I hate you. Welcome to the help
Like a-
desk.
Thank you. Everyone, please look out for the Plot A-Holes Christmas 3-week spectacular.
It's
We
not
call it-
spectacular. It's not.
It is a spectacular.
It's
We
not
call it the Bird Trilogy.
It's not spectacular. You will be entertained, but it's not spectacular.
It's spectacular.
You will be entertained. I can guarantee you that. But
It will be spectacularly awful.
It'll be so great. It's perfect.
It's not going to be awfully good.
yeah,
It's going to be awful.
It's
It'll
gonna
be
be
awfully,
something.
it'll be it's a thing.
It's gonna be something.
Hey,
Um,
It's a happening.
it's gonna be something. It's something. Anyways,
Can't have manslaughter without laughter. So there you go.
exactly.
You can't have bird slaughter without laughter.
So I don't know about you guys, but lately I have been seeing some ads that have been floating around on YouTube and Twitter and everything using voice cloning and AI for political ads. Most of them like pro-Trump. Not a whole lot of Democrat, but everything is all just pro-Trump, pro-Trump, pro-Trump. And so I knew from the absolute start from the election cycle, and then from when AI started taking off, and then now with deep fakes, and then with the voice cloning, I knew it was only a matter of time before stuff like this would start happening. And if you heard earlier, said Russian bots. And I say that because I know for a fact, me personally, I'm starting to see flooded within my Instagram, my Twitter, my Facebook, all kind of Russian bots pushing all kinds of just pro-Republican propaganda. So that's so far been my experiences being online on YouTube, TikToks, Twitter, Instagram, everywhere. So yeah,
I haven't seen a lot of ads for sofas, but
I'm just telling y'all right now, there will come a time where I will die because the flesh is weak, even though the spirit may be strong. And one day, someone is going to take this silky smooth voice that you are currently hearing on your radio airwaves and you can hear through your YouTubes. And they're going to try to sell you something that I would not only not use, but if I was still alive, I would find the person and then skin them and wear their skin like James Earl Jones did in Coming to America when he found out his son works. So I'm just informing you right now. I would never vote for a Republican. I would never, ever, ever use X, aka X gonna give it to you in the Twitter. I would not eat cheese. I'm not really a big fan of just raw ass cheese. Don't like JD Vance. If you see me and Tupac dancing at a Ted Cruz campaign event, murder whoever it was that did it, and you will never hear an ad that starts off with, "Hi, I'm Thomas the Villain Bishop, and I'm supporting Donald Trump on his 8th time to try to get back in that White House. We need more stimmies." That is not me. That is a Russian bot. I am giving you permission to find them and beat the brakes off of them. But the brakes, the carburetor, the catalytic converter, the rear axle, the rear differential, those tail lights, and the trunk. Just getting you guys, just throwing it out there. Just making sure you guys know.
oh, tell the people how you really feel.
Because you know it's going to happen.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That's the crazy.
Absolutely.
Eventually,
yeah.
we will all be AI. And if y'all don't bring me back like Ultron, don't use my voice to sell some shit that I would never use. If you're gonna bring me back like Ultron. I had to kill the other guy. Like, I want that. Don't bring me back as, "Hi, this is Tommy McCormick, and come down to." No, don't do that. Don't do that. Like, you know it's gonna happen. Eventually, they're gonna have an AI of the angry IT nerd rooting against technology.
See, I'm gonna. See, I'm designing that myself. Because see, I have to clone myself, clone my voice. That way, I could just 3D print my body, and just kind of do a whole blacksmithing kind of casting and making a metal body. Wham bam, thank you, man.
Okay.
Copy myself all over the internet, all the internet
Black
and everything
Ultron.
like that. I can smart
He's
myself.
Black
I can
Ultron.
make my whole entire
There is.
Yeah.
I mean, what are you gonna make it of titanium? Because there is no vibranium or adamantium. So Black Ultron. I can see it already. I had to kill the other guy. The Avengers' destruction. I can see it. Like I can see it. There's only
man.
one path to face the murdering of the villains guild. Like I can see that. Like angry.
No,
What
see,
the hell? Why?
here's the thing.
Why would you murder what you belong to? You started. What?
I make myself out of tungsten?
Tungsten.
Tungsten. Yeah, man. Tungsten. I could take a lot of firepower like that.
Make yourself out of tungsten steel. Why would you do
Yeah, man.
this? Who asked you to do this? Why is this required?
I do that and make
So
myself
bad.
into a transformer. And make myself
do
into a
this.
transformer. You know what I'm saying?
And you know what? It'll be just your luck. It'll be just your luck. You're gonna make a body out of that. Remember that knockoff El Camino that Ford tried to put out?
Yeah.
Remember when Chevy had the
Yeah,
El
man.
Camino, right?
Yeah,
And Ford had the
yeah.
El. Why did you do this? That's,
Uh-huh.
that's what they should have called it. The Elka. Why did you do this? And it looked like a Ford car, but they tried to say it was just like the El Camino. The Elka, no. It wasn't even the Camino. It was just the Elka, no. That's what you go mess around and end up making your body out of. It's like Angry has come back as the El Camino or the El Cano. You can be transforming. It gets stuck.
No. I transform into something.
Hold on, wait a minute.
I
I can
transform
get
into
this
something
tire out.
respectable. Like a F-15. You know what I'm saying? I'd be like Starscream, honestly.
Wait, you
And
ain't gonna be able to visit nobody. You.
Why would I want to visit people?
Why would you want to turn?
Why would I
into that
want to?
bitch?
I can transform into a jet. Why would I want to?
Okay, so you're just gonna keep flying until the gas run out. Then you got to park with no gas.
What? Gas? Man, come on.
Where you go? You run on Energon.
Come on, man.
I didn't. Run.
We got gas, battery, and solar.
You
I
gonna run
ain't
on solar?
never coming down.
Hold on.
Never coming down. Anyways, we got
Oh, shit,
Chris Lotus in the
stop.
chat. Chris Lotus in the YouTube chat. How you doing, Chris? We got Howard. Howard, how's it going, man?
Howard is
You
it?
know what,
We are
man?
dick up in here, Howard.
Hey, we got
Like you go.
Khaleesi.
Wait a minute.
Khaleesi Vida Muerte.
Lisi Vida Murta. Hello there. I listen to your radio network every day. Are you serious? Hey, Khaleesi, where are you from?
Where are you from, Khaleesi? That's it. I would like to know.
And look, if she says she's from, we are. Listen, I'm gonna learn how to say "give me that couch" in Spanish. I'm gonna.
As
Do.
a matter of fact, JD, he could make himself transform into a couch.
No, then somebody would have to sleep. That's the only reason he's turning couch. Like if I'm gonna turn myself into a transformer or something like that, I'm coming back as a M-Rap. You out of your damn? I'm not coming back as some F-15 will get shot out of the sky, and M-Rap can just drive by itself, just playing my own music in there.
I'll come back as an El Camino. There you
As long as you don't come back as the El Cano.
go. The El Canono. Yeah, the El Canono.
Transform into the Pinto.
Is it?
A
Dame
gremlin.
esa
Like
sofa.
yeah, it'd be like a
Back as a
gremlin.
gremlin.
Dame esa sofa. Dame esa sofa.
Oh.
Dame esa sofa. I think that's how you pronounce. Is that how? I'm not sure.
there is a
I mean,
movie
it's
on
just-
Prime called Killer Sofa, and there's also one
Yeah.
called Llamageddon. Did you see Llamageddon? With the llama from outer space. I thought that was a very interesting one. So
That is interesting.
George, listen, we didn't need all the good ideas for plot a-holes, but thank you so much. I want you to understand it is you. See, all I had in the tuck was Birdemic. I didn't have anything else. Because after that, we was going to have to start reviewing stuff like Manos, The Hands of Fate. And I can't find a copy of Manos. And the
I
whole
didn't
movie
understand
was
Manos, the Hand of Fate, because Manos means hands.
think-
It's hands,
Exactly.
hands of fate.
Yes.
Yeah, and then that's why he wants.
We
that
did
movie
cocaine.
was
We
his
did
puzzle.
Cocaine Bear, and I said, "How far can we take this?" And I'm like, one day I was just watching. I was watching Cinema Sense. Everything wrong with Birdemic. I said, "Uh-oh."
Well,
So I
was Prime,
introduced it to the
Prime
other
has
cat-
Meth Gator. So Prime now has Meth Gator, so you can watch Meth Gator. There you go.
I was watching Meg the other day. Meg 2.
Oh, the
We
Meg.
gotta stop. Yes, the Meg 2. We got to stop with this idea that white men can just, with grit and determination, fight anything. They're down there fighting the oldest megalodon in the world. This megalodon looks like Scar from the Lion King. It's got scars all over his face. His eyeball is bigger than these people's ship.
Well,
But
it's not just
Statham
any
just
man.
cared.
It's Jason Statham. Come on.
Fair enough.
It's not.
Fair enough.
It's. It's not like it's like Bruce Willis or
Yes,
you know.
not just
But all
anybody.
I can say is that
Freaking
Birdemic
Jason
has some of
Statham.
the worst, some of the worst CG
They're
graphic
not-
I've seen. And some of the worst CG.
But I mean, like I said, the other choice was The Room, which doesn't have a whole lot of CG budget, but it does have some of the best acting in a crappy movie in the history of time. You're tearing me apart, Lisa. I was gonna suggest The Room for our first episode.
Oh, you go to hell.
Going to hell?
Oh, you go to hell.
Why am I going to hell?
You go to hell for that.
Why?
You go to hell. For
Why?
that. First
Oh,
Birdemic and
we
now
can
this.
never-
Man, you go to hell.
Oh no, we can never do The Room. We're two of the four hosts, okay? We have to ask our other two hosts. And if they say we doing The Room, damn it, we doing The Room.
So how do you like those apples?
How do you like
Gilbert.
those apples? Wow, those apples are very tasty.
They're very
We got-
good
listen.
heaters, I must say.
Yeah, very good.
I'm
very
just gonna
good.
say it. In plot
So
in the depths of plot a-holes, there has to be a straight man. That is Angry. Angry is our straight man. I get to be the P.T. Barnum of the entire four-ring circus. Gambit gets to
He
come
will
in
straight
with
up kill you one day.
I know.
He will.
Gambit
He will
comes in.
pop up. He will straight up
Yeah.
come
Hold on.
to your door
Yeah,
and shoot
Gambit
you.
comes in with Gambit comes in with the one-liners. Gretchen keeps asking the same question over and over. Why are we doing this? Why are we doing this? Why are we doing this? Thomas, why are we doing this? Angry, why are we doing this? And then Angry just sits there and goes, I hate all of you. I don't like any of you. You all smell bad. And I hope your upper lip stinks for the rest of your life. I hope your upper lip smells like morning breath every day. And you can't wash it off, so you have to walk around smelling your breath.
No. I wouldn't say
Just
that.
saying.
I wouldn't say that. No. I
Yes, you
mean,
would.
to you, but I mean, not everybody else. You know what I mean?
It's supposed to be a show about how bad a movie can possibly be. Why not start with the worst films ever? Manos, The Room, the Birdemic trilogy. Come on,
How about
man.
Surf Nazis Must Die?
Oh, y'all talk. I'll be back.
As a matter of fact, we forgot about New York Ninja.
And New York Ninja. Yes. Sorry.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you do Surf Nazis Must Die, I keep talking to my friend John McCallum. He did the special effects for that, and he did the soundtrack. So then, we can have him on and then he can talk about the movie because I mean he did that back in the '80s, and it's now, 2024, so there's that.
All right.
Okay, so getting back to Apple technology, we don't hate Apple users. We just hate the technology,
right?
Because it's just
because here's the thing: Apple is just so finicky.
Yeah,
and I hate finicky. And now I realize, and a couple days ago, that I saw this a couple days ago, and Jeff had made mention of it. Probably wanted to talk a little bit about the upgrade for Apple that's coming up, and now it's going from Sonoma to Sequoia.
Oh.
So now it's jumping from 14 to 15, and the new one is Sequoia. And the only thing that I initially thought of was, damn. Only because now I know now that Xcode, which is the program that I would need to download onto a Mac in order to create an iOS app. Now, that app is in the Apple Mac Store.
Okay.
And it's for Sonoma. It has to be at the bare minimum Sonoma. So now I know with this new version is coming out, I know instantly it's going to go up to Sequoia. And so now I know all the budgeting that I had in mind to get the Mac that I needed is now gone out of the window. And Apple said, screw you. Wipe my ass with what you need. You're going to get what I want. And what I want you to get is Sequoia. And I know that's what's going to happen. I know that's coming up. I know that's coming up soon. I know this because Apple. Because Apple.
Rotten to the core. Yes.
And yes, Howard, I hate Apple. I don't hate Apple users. I hate Apple.
Oh, I'm
Do
sorry.
not believe anything what Thomas says.
What are you talking about?
I hate Apple, not Apple's users.
Okay, so here's where here's where the problem with that is. Okay. An Apple product without a user is just something sitting in a building someplace waiting to be bought. But the only time Apple, the actual product itself, becomes relevant is when it's bought by someone. So in other words, your argument is kind of a fallacy because you can't hate something that isn't being used.
Hold that thought for a second. Let me get my feet up because the BS is getting kind of thick down here that you're putting down.
For the love of Pete. How's that BS? How? If I tell you, I hate Volvo users. I don't hate Volvo. I hate Volvo users. A Volvo without a user is what? A car sitting by its damn self. I'm going to hate something that ain't moving. But now, when you get in a wheel of a Volvo and you drive like a Volvo user, I now hate you and that damn car. It's kind of the same thing.
You know what Volvo stands for, though?
I have no damn idea.
The vehicle of leisure virtually obliterated. So.
The more you know.
Got to make that face like that white dude on TikTok. Like, how can you hate something? How can you hate something when it's not being used? Right now, in a building,
it's kind of like people who drive Priuses. They don't really put their
but it's like You can hate like you don't hate Apple users, but you hate Apple, which means you hate. There's a warehouse in China right now where a bunch of people just started making iPhone 15s for no damn reason whatsoever. Yeah, you don't hate them, but you hate
at 29 cents an hour. Yeah, I think
for about 29, 30 cents an hour, and they're so happy to do it because the other job was paying 5-10 cents an hour. So do you hate the people making the Apple?
it's like that. It's like that joke, you know. I mean, there was a joke for Mercedes. I remember, a while back, and my friend owned a Mercedes for a long time. He said, "What's that joke you're talking about?" And I said, "What is the difference between a Mercedes and a porcupine?" The Mercedes has the pricks on the inside, so. And it was just this whole, and he was like, "Rah, rah, 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 rah." I was like, well, your blinker is like brand new. You never really use it. So. Sorry. Not hating the players. I'm hating the game. It's just.
I mean,
So,
Volkswagen
Tom,
has tried to
why-
run from this
why-
shady past.
Why are you trying to get me beat up?
Ain't nobody trying to get you beat up. Nobody's trying to get you beat up. I just think you should own it. Apple users and the products that they use kind of suck. And I'm saying this as a person talking on an iMac with an iPhone sitting next to me. We can be a tad bit.
I do have an iPhone, so that's all right.
Just saying, there's
I'm
some
being
breakage.
led the way I'm supposed
I
to
have
be
an
led.
iPad, and I am shopping for a Mac. So, how about this, Thomas? You can do this, because I see you doing
What?
this. If you need to do this, you're doing this, but you need to do this.
This is what happens. This is what happens in a relationship that has no defined head. Okay. I'm his left hand. He's my right hand. So we're just walking around in life smacking each other with the wrong hand. Like that's
See,
what you
that-
get. That's what you get.
That just sends like the wrong image out. Is that we're just handy each other, just two hands handing out hands, handing hand,
Doing a whole bunch of handing.
just hand in hand,
Handing
handing
the
stuff.
shit. I'm just saying,
So-
I want now. I need an HP the size of this Mac. Unfortunately, it comes in two pieces. I gotta buy the screen, then I gotta buy the damn tower. I didn't want a tower. I never wanted a tower. I don't want no tower in my life. I thought I was over towers. I feel like Michael Corleone in The Godfather 3. I've looked at this Mac for years, and it's like every time I think I'm out, it pulls me back in. Now I gotta get a tower. You know,
You have to get a
Well,
tower.
you know, I can't find a place
Well, see,
for a tower.
well, see for you.
That's a big ass. That's a tower.
Well, see, here's the thing, man. For you and what you use your computer for, you wouldn't need a tower. But see, that's
I would.
I mean, you don't play games. You don't play games on it, so
Hell no.
so you
Online
wouldn't-
games. Wait a minute. With people
Yeah,
that I have to talk to? Hell
No, you
You
really
don't have to
them.
talk to them. You could just play the game. So I mean,
Just play the
the
game.
simple fact is that
Hey, man,
this,
I'm not gonna play.
what you use your computer for,
Mm-hmm.
you don't.
I need it. Simple
so
as
no,
that.
what
I
you
need a
do-
tower.
you don't.
Why do you need a
I have
tower?
I
a
mean,
tower.
you wouldn't
I
need
just
a
need to
tower.
damn get that. I need to get it. I need one. I got a tower. I got a big old tower. I just got to get it rebooted or This is what y'all do. I just hold on. I just hold on to it. It's like the biggest paper. Do you understand? I've moved that thing from where I was to where I am right now, and it's been
You have an HP tower or you have a compact tower? What kind of tower
Oh,
do you have?
I got a tower. I got to figure out what the hell kind of tower. I just need
like
it
a
reformatted.
5235? What?
I don't know. What that,
It's like I mean, okay, all right. Let me ask you this.
Hey, my
Okay,
daughter
let me
killed
ask-
it.
let me
That's
ask
all
you
I
this.
know.
Let me ask
She-
you this. All right, is
Okay.
it this big, Or is it this big?
You know what? I ain't gotta put up with this. I'll show you.
I caught a tower.
Is this big? uh,
Why does he need a tower? What is he like running like an Alienware, like a P3 800? What is he doing?
no, I mean I don't know. No, because he wouldn't need a tower.
I mean, the only reason why I could. Oh, here it is. Here it is.
I got you.
There it is. There it is. Okay.
It's a damn compact tower. It's
Compact. Wow.
It's got.
Man, that's old.
Well, at least it has a nice handle on it. You could put like a boat chain on it and then just throw it in there and use it like a boat anchor because that's about all it's good for.
Why can't I use this? Why?
Right?
Why can't I use this?
I mean, that's the kind of tower you hook somebody on that you want to have them sleep with the fishes,
Or some concrete in it.
right?
You hook it around their feet.
It's a compact presario.
Wow.
How many? Like
A presario.
I need-
Wow.
presario. Yeah.
Man, like I said, that's an old system.
Smithsonian. I think you should bring that to the Smithsonian. You might get like.
I need it now because my Mac doesn't do what I want it to do. I have a tower. I even have a damn. The hell is this shit? What is that? What is shit? I got like a. Nah, hold on. Damn it, hold on. We got all those shit tonight, damn it. Hold on. Nope, that's my ass.
Thomas's museum quality, computers.
Right.
I have a gateway.
I have one with a
I have a gateway.
I'm a 100 megabyte Winchester drive. Look at that. Oh.
Gateway computer.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Oh,
okay.
gateway to hell. There you go. Gateway to hell computer.
Said, man, that is old.
My daughter killed.
That's an all-in-one. Wow, that's an all-in-one.
My daughter killed this. My
Okay.
my little girl, my
Okay.
my autistic child, at one point, was playing games, listening to Usher, and remixing her own YouTube videos, and this damn thing died. I need this now. Now I need it. I don't know what to do with it. Sad.
All right.
Okay.
Gateway.
Well, I'm just saying is that you don't need the big ass tower like that because honestly, what you do, what you use a computer for, what you need, like they have, I've seen them on Amazon that there's like these little mini cube or the mini towers or anything like that gives you the power that you need, the space that you need.
And how much are these
and the
things
speed.
going for?
The one
Oh.
I think the one we reviewed was B-Link. Was that B-Link?
B-Link.
Yeah. What? Yeah.
It has a Ryzen chip in it. It's about it's like the size of a small box. Like
I would say
small.
roughly about the size of say like a 6x6 box.
Yeah, it's like $400, something like that.
A B-Link mini computer.
Yeah, because
It has integrated
they
Wi-Fi, HDMI.
Yeah.
It has I think you can get one with the Ryzen chip. The Ryzen chip is probably faster than
Yeah, they range from
Found one with 16 gigabyte.
Yeah, they range from
Yeah.
about roughly from 200 to 400. I've seen them.
Ooh. They have one N100, 16 gigabyte, 500 gigabyte, 199. And then they have the other one that's 249. I
Yeah.
don't know what I get
see.
this and then I get what, a screen?
Is that what I'm supposed to do? I'm so lost over here. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. It's strange. I
You
found
should,
myself.
unless there's something that's actually wrong with the screen that you brought. Like there's something
What,
like
the Mac? Oh, are you
no,
talking about the
on
gateway?
yeah, on the gateway, yeah. Unless there's something actually wrong with the screen itself, you should be able to use it if you get the right kind of adapting connector. Like say from HDMI to
Hey,
DVI.
if I turn, yeah, if I turn this gateway on and get sucked into it, it get pulled back into like 2001, like the day before 9/11, I'm gonna be mad as hell at y'all. Because I'm gonna
It's
know
not-
what's gonna happen
look here, man.
tomorrow
Look
and
here,
not
man.
be able to tell anybody because ain't nobody gonna believe my black ass. Get everybody out of the towers. It's gonna happen. What are you talking about? 9/11. What? That's tomorrow, stupid. Like, because I
Hey, look here,
turned
man.
on the gate.
Look here, man. We're not in the timeline where you could just power on a computer and all of a sudden you get sucked into 1982. All right,
Hey, man.
that
Hey, it happened to Tom Hanks. That's all I'm saying.
that's Tom Hanks.
That's all I'm saying.
That's Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks and Big.
That happened. That's Tom Hanks. Ain't nobody. Ain't say, look it. Let me put it like this. Let me put it like this, Thomas. Ain't no time bubble coming for you, Otis. Come on, man.
Ladies
So,
and gentlemen,
yeah, so
Angry
unless,
Side Nerd.
so unless there's something that's actually wrong with that monitor, like say it's a something that's loose within it, or
It hasn't
cable
been
that's-
used in 6 years. No, actually, it hasn't been used in over like 10 years.
and
We bought my daughter an iPad just so she would stop murdering all of our damn computer equipment. Like,
the
I don't know what it is about my daughter computer equipment, but you give her enough time on the internet, next thing you know, you're gonna have remixes of Usher, it chopped and screwed, and nobody wants that. Nobody wants that. You ever heard "Love in This Club's" chopped and screwed?
clearly nobody wants
I want
anything
to make love in the club. I'm like, you ain't gonna make love or nothing.
chopped.
Like my daughter's bad about it too.
Clearly nobody wants any music chopped and screwed.
Ain't nobody coming to hear that, Otis.
Ain't nobody hear that, Otis.
Ain't nobody coming to hear that, Otis.
I
No,
do need
but
something.
honestly, but your whole entire setup, I mean, unless you wanted to get a brand new monitor, then you by looking around anywhere from 300 to about 500-600 at the most.
I'm trying to do it for under $1,000. You know,
You just hook up the
PC.
B-Link to your TV.
Yeah, you
I
can
mean,
use
I
that
your
could
too.
TV as the monitor.
Yeah, you can use
What?
your
Oh,
TV
that
as a
would be-
monitor. Yeah,
listen. If I hook up my listen, the sound of coffee would go a little bit left. If I'm able to play shit in the background, oh y'all ain't listen. The sound of coffee would be the hottest show ever. Cause the stuff I'd be playing in the background, y'all gonna be like, yo, man, I don't know if we can watch this. Like, it's a morning show.
oh, but yeah,
I would have that
honestly,
I would
that-
have that
I-
screaming otter behind me during the entire show. Just on a continuous loop.
No, but I will tell you like this. Pretty much all smart TVs today, or like 99% of all TVs today, they have a USB port on the back of it that you can use to do that. You can use as a monitor, or if you choose, you could use one of the HDMI ports. And
Yeah.
Because I have a 36-inch television.
yeah.
All I need to do is just, could I hook my 36-inch television to, but see, that's the thing, it ain't got no damn camera. I wouldn't need a camera.
You don't need a camera.
I could put
I
a
mean,
webcam.
unless
Put a webcam on it. I got a webcam.
yeah. So I mean, unless
At one point, I wanted to be a cam
You
girl,
wanted to do
but
that, yeah.
it just didn't work out because I got hairy legs. So my cam girl days died.
TMI right there.
Little TMI.
I didn't
little
want to be a
TMI.
cam girl. What are you talking about?
TMGDI right there.
It absolutely. Hook it up to my television. I got a 36-inch television. Just put it out to the side and
Yeah, you
put a
hook it up,
webcam on top of it. Bam.
Hook it up through HDMI, and you can do that.
Oh, snap. Say no more, fam.
I have my gaming laptop hooked up to a 37-inch television. So I have a 37-inch right here. In front of me. So like when I'm looking, off into the distance, I'm actually looking at the monitor, but the camera's right here. So it's good for
Yeah.
gaming because I'm older. So
Oh, yeah. That'll be perfect. That'll be perfect. I might just actually do that.
So you could just probably skate away with a $200 mini computer and plug it up to your TV, and then just get like a $20-$30 webcam.
Ooh.
Yeah.
The sound of coffee would be different. I just want something that whole setup dying up in here.
Why you no like me, Light? How come you can't stay where you belong? Stay over there. The lights do not like me. They hate my face.
Did I mention I can't wait to move into the barn? To where I got to keep doing it. I can't wait. I can't. I got dogs coming in every morning. They looking at me. I'm trying to do a cutting edge morning show, and the dog's looking up at me like, "Hey man, can I go outside and pee?" Yeah, I don't give a damn what you do with that microphone, man. Can I go outside and pee? Then I let them out. And I come back to try to keep doing this cutting edge show. All of a sudden I hear, woof, woof, woof. It's the dogs coming back in after peeing. Hey, all we had to do was pee. We just gonna come and look at you while you doing the show. Like, coffee gets cold because the coffee maker's in the kitchen. I'm in here. Coffee maker's in there. Coffee maker goes off. Now I got cold coffee. I can't wait to move into the barn. I'm at my coffee on the desk.
You know what you just described?
What?
A first world problem. A
Hey, man.
first world problem.
Hey, man. Hey man, leave me alone, man. I have issues. I'm allowed to have them. I'm happy for them. I mean, it happens. I can be okay with that. I'm just saying. I can't wait. Oh, I'm gonna move into that office every morning. Santa Coffee gonna start off on my ass doing the daddy long stroke dance. I'm gonna start it at the door. Daddy long stroke. Actually, you know what? I think that might actually do that in the morning. Especially tomorrow. Like if this
see,
damn
Gave you
debate
too-
goes the way I hope it does.
Gave you too many bad ideas.
I didn't. You did.
Yes, I said I gave you too many bad ideas.
Man, that's what happens with the right hand.
are you putting a coffee maker in your shed?
Yes. You damn right I am. Right in my coffee
Keurig
maker
or
on
you get a Keurig or no?
hell no. Keurig my ass.
A regular,
Keurig,
just a regular one.
I never liked pod shit. I never liked it.
Okay.
My wife got a Keurig and I drank out of it. It was a Keurig. I'm okay with that. But damn it, I grew up with a coffee maker. Ground beans and put the coffee in there, and
Okay.
sometimes you got coffee in the cup and you just
I got coffee on my tongue.
Oh, see, I
Remember
got a
that.
trick. I got a trick for that. I had a trick
What?
for that. For there's no coffee grounds in your coffee pot.
How'd you do that?
See, what I do is that I have to use 2 filters. First thing I do
Oh,
is pour the coffee, scoop it in there just like normal, and then you try to close up the filter as best as you can. Try to get as much coffee within it as you can. Then you take the second filter, and then you take all the coffee within the first filter. You put it into the second filter, but you try to put it into where the opening is face down. So in that,
What kind of?
so
shit
basically,
you
what
doing?
you're doing is that you're creating
An
almost like a
ultra
little-
filtered coffee.
almost like a little.
Are you
a
Jedi
coffee-
mind tricking the coffee maker? Why are
I
you
don't-
Jedi mind tricking the coffee maker?
I don't like coffee grounds in my coffee. When I get to the last cup of coffee, I like to drink
We're-
coffee.
All
I
right,
don't
we're
like to
coffee
do
in the
like-
cup.
I don't like doing
Not
this
big grounds.
shit. I don't like doing
We're
this
not big grounds. What kind of shit is that? How you gonna Jedi mind trick the coffee?
because
Up
I
here,
can.
these.
Because I
This is
can.
not the cup.
That's why.
That's not the cup we want to get into.
When I worked at Lucent, I bought myself a Cuisinart, and the Cuisinart coffee maker I bought actually ground the beans. I used to put the beans in, and it would actually ground the beans, and then it did, it did the drip, it did the coffee drip, and it had a gold mesh filter on it, and I got no grounds in my coffee. The thing was like
See?
about $125 at the time, but it had
This
a
is what
timer on it. It had
George
a timer.
knows.
So somebody walked into my office at about 10 o'clock in the morning when I was in my meeting, and it scared the bejesus out of her. And she came. I came back to my desk afterwards, and she comes out of her office and she slaps me in the arm. She like punched me in the arm so hard. I was like, "What's going on?" That thing scared the hell out of me. I didn't know what it was. It sounded like broken glass in the blender and blah, blah, blah. And that's how it sounded. Like it sounded like broken glass in a blender, because it would actually, like
'Cause
it
it
would
would
chop
ground
up
the
the
coffee.
beans. Yeah, just ground the coffee. I used to have like bags. I think I had like 10 bags of coffee. But I mean, they were like 5-pound bags. I had hazelnut, I had regular roast, I had dark roast,
Nice.
But yeah.
See,
So
But-
Cuisinart
trying
all
to
the
get-
way, if you want.
yeah, I'm really trying to get into my own coffee brand.
Yep.
That way I can sell it in the morning. People go, "What are you drinking on?" What do you think I'm drinking on? Oh shit, Villain Vanilla. Like, you know what I mean? But see, that don't sound menacing. Villainous vanilla maybe, but Mocha Madness, some shit like. Yeah, I'm trying to get all that. I'm trying to have that. Then people will go, "Oh man, I got that Mocha Madness." That's what the villain drinks.
No, they want that mocha villain latte.
Oh,
Yeah,
and
there you go.
listen.
The mocha
If I
villain
get
latte.
if I can get my own branded coffee, all the ads you will hear.
I sent
I will go
sent you
to a-
information for the White Coffee
Yeah.
Company, but yeah,
and
I didn't know if
need
you
to-
want.
Yeah, and listen. My ads are gonna be like, it's gonna look like Smokey Robinson's gang banging song.
I watched that. I watched it. That was 4 minutes of my life I'm never gonna get back. But no, it's all right. It's
Smokey really tried though. Smokey was trying to end gang violence.
why, by making themselves laugh themselves silly or what?
I think so.
Smokey
I
was
think
trying
so.
to end gang violence. Damn it!
He was trying.
You gotta
to
give
reach,
it-
He was trying to.
I needed a 40 after that one.
He was
Jesus.
trying to
Listen,
reach the
I'm
youth.
telling you right now.
He was trying to reach
I know
the youth.
Smokey Robinson has an extensive ass career. I know it is long. He has been singing on Motown. People love them some Smokey Robinson. But damn it. When that man passes on to the other side, while everybody else is giving up all this love and honor for Smokey Robinson, I will be playing gang banging.
Either that or the Birdemic soundtrack. I don't know.
I'll be playing gang banging while we watch Birdemic. I'm telling you right now. There's gonna be a moment. Gonna be a moment.
Well, that
they're
might be
fighting.
better. That might be better because if you've ever
Listen.
heard the Birdemic soundtrack, the death metal soundtrack that that movie
How
has,
do you have a death metal soundtrack for something that like people laugh
Yeah,
their
you-
walking out of the-
you just have to listen to it. Your ears are gonna bleed. Your eyes are gonna bleed. You're never gonna get know,
I'm telling
that 93 minutes back in your life again.
Kid,
Kind of like watching Zardoz, but you know, other than that,
I'm telling you right now, I can't. If something happened to Smokey, if Smokey go in the hospital, I'm playing gang banging. If Smokey go in the hospital for a procedure, and it gets on the news, Smokey Robinson was taken to the Los Angeles hospital for a minor procedure. I am playing gang banging. the time Smokey tried to end
gang violence.
Tried to end gang violence.
I think he only augmented it. I think that's what it.
Hold up, Smokey Robinson tried to end gang violence.
Hey man, he was trying to reach the Utes.
Listen, I might, because I see the station's too broke for us to actually, you know, be able to afford.
What's a Ute?
I'm not trying to listen. I'm not trying to have. What's a Ute? I'm not trying to have us sued by Smokey Robinson's company or whatever, but I might actually get the lyrics to "Gang Banging" and just sing them one morning on the radio show, on the morning show.
Oh boy!
Like, hey y'all, hey, it's time for us to try to, like, that might actually be a PSA. Ladies and gentlemen, I am concerned with the Venezuelan gangs that are going on and the gangs in Chicago. So I'm going to read a piece of poetry.
How about the gangs in Colorado? There you go.
Yeah, the
taking over the
Venezuelan
building
gangs in Colorado.
There you go.
I'm going to see if I can do something to help them out.
Should blast a Smokey Robinson song throughout that.
By one of our greatest musicians of all time. Smoking that wine, I promise you. Play with me if you want to. Mess around and play with me if you want to. Give me a sec. Go ahead. Keep talking.
Oh, man. So, is that we are coming up close to the end of the show.
Yes, we are. Thank God. I mean. Oh. So sorry. We are.
So normally at this time we would just end things, and then Jeff would be. And we just make an announcement that Jeff is coming in, blah 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 blah. So, but seeing as how we're talking about the debate and everything's coverage, we're just gonna keep on rolling with it. And so, part of it now is that the help desk, brought to you in part by CNS Computers. IT support, virus removal, slow performance resolved, ransomware removal, monthly maintenance plans available, updating, cleaning, defragmentation, and backup services are available. Is your computer slowing down? Worried about viruses or ransomware? Look no further. CNScomputers.com has you covered. Our expert IT service team is here to keep your system running smoothly. From virus removal to resolving slow performance issues, we handle it all. Need regular upkeep? Ask about our monthly maintenance plans. Perfect for updating, cleaning, and defragmentation. And don't forget to back up your data. We offer reliable backup services to keep your important files safe. We also offer an electronics recycling service. If it's electrical or electronic, we recycle it. From small businesses to large corporations, your obsolete and unwanted electronics are disposed of in a safe and efficient manner. Visit cnscomputers.com today and let us take care of your tech so you can focus on what matters most. Services in Stroudsburg and East Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania area. Area code 570-871-3077. Again, that number is 570-871-3077. cnscomputers.com. And if you're bored, go to gcpr.live and download the GCPR app for Android. Let me know how much you hate it.
I just had to thank everybody in the chat and, like, for listening to our banter. Oh boy, here we go.
Oh.
Because the man, becomes the man responsible for the help
Kennedy.
desk. Hey, look, it's the man responsible for the help desk. I go blame him.
Hey.
Great, thanks. See that?
Say
He's on
blame
camera
Jeff.
again, and
He said, "Oh, dope."
cancel this microphone. You know, I'm responsible for the health. Oh, yeah.
Responsible.
Responsible for me boring Gilbert every week with 2 hours of just nonsense. Well, actually, we do talk about movies and we talk about, like computers and stuff. But
And Jeff, how's it going, man?
Gentlemen, how are you?
better than an Apple iMac. We are better than an Apple iMac.
Better than an Apple iMac on High Sierra, Monterey, Sonoma. Take a pick. Better than a Commodore 64 on.
Better than an Apple iMac running on the surface of a frozen lake.
Yeah, I've used the Commodore 64 joke so many times that George is immune to it at this point. He's numb. He's completely numb of it. Yeah, heard that one before. Heard that one a couple times.
You know, funny, I've never had a Commodore 64.
You never had? Oh, yeah, that's
never
right.
had one.
Yeah, no.
I had one.
You've led a sheltered life, my son.
I honestly have.
That's why you smile a lot. I don't smile, I don't smile anymore when I think about that.
Yeah,
Commodore 64 is okay.
I had one with a cassette drive.
Yep. My friend Ray actually buys them. He refurbishes them, and it's basically just like a keyboard, but it has everything in it. And apparently, all the games that ran on Commodore 64, they actually have people out there who program all the games into a chip, and you just use one little cartridge that has all the games on it, and it runs right on it. But yeah,
nice.
Well, there's the old Atari 2300 joystick.
Yeah.
That has the USB, but it has like 200 and something games.
Yeah, the 200 games are programmed into the joystick.
Into the joystick, right. You had this big console and 104 different wires and so on to get it power, and it had to connect to the TV and the whole.
I brought my Atari to get fixed one time, and I found out what was inside of it, and I was like, oh, I think I could do this myself. I used to fix it myself.
Sure you did. That's nuts. What are you missing here? For those of you who don't know what the heck is happening and who are used to getting absolutely top-notch computer tech geek advice from the man in the ghost lair there, George, and from Gilbert. Gilbert, by the way, showing me at the back of his mic that I'm number one, which is nice. I'm thrilled to hear that I'm number one. Thank you so much for that.
I'm a very positive person. I think everybody is number one.
Nice. You're equal.
He just wants you to read between the lines. That's all.
Right. Yeah, he's equal opportunity. Flip off.
Pretty much it. That's all he wants to do. Hey, read between the lines, fat pal.
He's an equal opportunity flipper offer guy.
Exactly.
All right. We got.
So what we're going to be. Yeah. What we're going to be doing here in about 4 minutes is restart the program. We're going to give you some instant and just razor's edge sharp debate preview, if I can speak at all. We'll see how that goes.
I just want you to know, just the picture that CNN has on their Max channel for Donald Trump makes him look like everybody's perverted cousin or uncle. That one uncle that you know for a fact has candy in his pocket, but you don't know which pocket because the other pocket has no pocket in it, and that's where he keeps his other candy, if you know what I mean. He just like, oh my goodness. This is going to be brutal. This is gonna be brutal. And it's in Philly. Come on, man. They should have let the crowds in for that one. They should have let the crowd.
You know, there's been some talk about, oh wow, this is in Philly, that's not good for him, and nobody's gonna be allowed in.
No,
This thing could be at Barrow Station in Alaska or McMurdo Station in Antarctica. It doesn't matter. There's no crowd there. It's just TV people. So and campaign staff, and that's it. So it really doesn't matter that it's in Philadelphia, other than the after. Let me see if I can do this quick. This might be funny. You might think this is funny because it's just what you were saying, and since we have a couple minutes before the official starter.
Yep.
It look like an ice cream truck.
I'm sorry, what?
You know, with colorful pictures of ice cream
Yep,
trees.
that's him. That's him.
That's fun for the young
That's
children.
him. Oh my Lord, there's no one here to get me. That's him. That's him. Just the picture. I'm not even talking about Donald Trump as a person. I'm talking about the picture. The picture they have of him on the CNN thing. Kamala Harris looks like a normal human being, you know. But Donald Trump looks like pure D ass.
Remember,
He look like
the oldest person to ever be a major party candidate for president. He's 78 plus years old. This nation took a bit of a look back on itself, a bit of a snapped neck, bit of a, sort of tilted head kind of thing when Reagan left at 74 and had Alzheimer's. Trump is 78 and a half years old.
It is what happens.
And he's obese.
Yeah, it's what I'm telling you.
Which is
JD Vance
actually
volunteered. JD
Yeah.
Vance only agreed to be his vice president because he realizes Donald Trump, there is a widowmaker heart attack that he can't keep running from. That heart attack is on that ass.
That's a possibility.
He owes that heart attack child support and alimony, and that bitch will not leave. Every time his ass sit down for some fried chicken, it's that widowmaker heart attack serving it to him. Oh, breast, Mr.
George, are we up everywhere that you're aware of?
Well, yeah, we're
Is the radio up? Or do I need to run it from we're everywhere?
Radio's up too, yes.
Radio's up too?
Yeah.
Radio?
You want to do like a formal restart at 7? Theme song, whole 9 yards, or no?
no. Yeah, you don't have to do that.
Thanks.
If you want to do it, you can.
Thanks, George.
This is
I feel like George.
Well,
This is
it's
your
not
round,
it's not really.
We're just the hottest group of broadcasters on radio. It's you're the news, dude. You're the head of news. We're the damn monkeys running
This
around
is
the
for
circus.
getting Jeff back for stirring up shit at my house when he's at my house and he's going, oh,
I would never do such a thing.
and like going, you know what?
I would
I'm going to
never
make
do
the
such
big wooden. No, I'm going to carve out the big wooden spoon for you for Christmas. Okay.
I would never do such a thing. You know me better than that. I would never.
Yeah, I do know you.
I don't.
We
I
get
don't
here.
stir.
I'm looking
don't
at
stir.
her and I'm mad. Like I'm really, really upset at this. She looks like a happy, normal 59-year-old woman in America. He looks like they reanimated Weekend at Bernie's. Like right after he died, they gave him mouth-to-mouth resuscitation, and he just didn't die. So now he's back up, but he's had that near-death experience. Like he was on the other side. Like the ushers was leading his ass to
An orange creamsicle that was left out in the sun. Yes,
yeah, like come on, buddy, come on, just come on, we got you. Come.
Hello,
No.
Gretchen. How are you?
I am well, thank you. How are you?
I hope he does.
Are you
that.
ready, gang?
Yes, we are ready, buddy.
Let's
do
kick
it.
this thing off. I'm gonna tick George off anyway.
Go
Here
ahead.
we go. I think.
Do you want a man
We don't need to do the whole formal introduction. It is 7:01 Eastern Time. And this is a very special edition, I guess you'd say, a special edition, sort of, kind of our program. But really, everybody's here, so it doesn't make it anybody one in particular program. I am Jeff Kennedy, anchoring a bit of coverage, so to speak, pre-debate, pre-game, if you will. I do hate the sports analogies when it comes to politics. They're not the same thing. This isn't a game, but some pre-debate coverage. The gang is here. This is actually a little bit of history for GCPR Radio because it's the first time that some of us have actually been on the same program together. Now, you might be used to seeing me on Sundays and on weeknights from 8 p.m., but because it is such a special night in America and such a special night in democracy, we are with you for 90 minutes. We're with you till about 8:30. When T. Nathan takes over the coverage, we'll take you through the entire debate, and then there will be post-debate coverage with he and I don't know who else is joining him at that point. And kind of that's the beauty of it. We're just going to get together. I've talked to you before on my program that I tend to like my program to be a bit of a drop-in center. I love when people drop in. I love the loose atmosphere of it on occasion, even though that the topics that we talk about are serious. This is going to be a serious night. It is a very serious night for democracy in this country. But here, we're going to have some fun. We have very serious things to talk about. We're going to do it in a fun way. We're going to get you ready for the debate. Remember, the debate begins a little after 9 p.m. on ABC. I also happen to know, and I'm not sure why or how they're doing it. I can't imagine what they must be paying for it. A little bit of inside baseball for whatever it's worth to you. MSNBC is still somehow covering this debate live, which I find very strange. But I said on Morning Joe this morning that they will be covering it live. They have their pre-debate is on now, and their post-debate will be going as well. I don't know if DirecTV made an exception. They're having a bit of a contest right now, payment contest right now with all ABC Disney and all things ABC Disney. So I don't know if they'll be flipping on ABC for the debate and then shutting it back down again. It would be a public service, but then again, corporations don't do a lot of public service. That's just a topic for a different day. But anyway, let me go around the horn and introduce everybody that's here. I'm just going to go in order on my screen. My master executive technical producer, George Dare, is here. Gilbert, the angry IT nerd, and his co-host on the help desk, some of whose team time that we're stealing right now. My partner, Thomas the Villain, is here. Transgression and General Gambit, all in the house. Could be other people floating in and floating out. We're going to take you again till 8:30. T. Nathan joins us, and then we'll pick up the coverage for the remainder of the evening. Our plan, of course, for our program, TKE Tonight, will be back with you tomorrow from 8 p.m., back at our regular time to talk about everything that happened tonight. Thomas will be talking about it, I have to assume, in the morning as well during the sound of coffee while he literally IVs espresso into his veins. So good evening, everybody. Thank you for being here. I think this is a pretty cool thing that we're doing. And if you're new to any of this, this is a big part of the crew here at GCPR. Welcome, welcome, welcome to GCPR.live. Let's just start. We can go around the room, or whoever wants to jump up first. George is always the one that tends to dominate the conversation, so maybe he won't go first this particular time. I love that face. That's a sarcastic face right there. That is it. Yeah. Where's that spoon? Let's just go around the room. What are you expecting to see tonight? What do you want to see tonight?
I will say this. I want to see Kamala Harris make the clear distinction between her and Donald Trump. But I do not want her to get baited in to his bullshit. Because we know when it comes to Donald Trump, it is not about substance. It is not about policy. It is about spectacle. The man is a forest fire in an ugly suit. What I expect from Donald Trump is just that. He is going to continue to be the walking forest fire in a suit that he has always been. But I need Kamala Harris to not get into it with him. She has got to listen. She's already going. In certain polls, she's ahead. In certain polls, she's tied, margin of error, this, that, and the third. But right now, people do not know that there is a distinction. This will be the very first time she'll be on stage with this man. It is time. This way, she will be able to clearly show the distinction between herself and Donald Trump. Tonight would be the night to do it. So I need Kamala to be as forceful and as strong and as presidential as possible without falling into the trap of, hey, Donald Trump is spectacle. I think I'll just dance in the spectacle. Everybody that does gets burned. Everybody. This is where Hillary Clinton lost. Hillary Clinton kept getting baited in with this man. Do not let it happen. If you knew the Ebola virus had 2 feet, wore a really ugly suit, and could make you sick in 3 seconds, you would avoid it. I need her to avoid it. But that's what I need.
Gretchen, your thoughts. What do you expect to see? What do you want to see?
Well, I think as far as what we expect to see, I mean, Donald is going to lie and spin and manipulate and try to throw his weight around. And what I'm really wanting to see, though, is that, first of all, it baffles me that what we know about Donald Trump, that there's anybody left that's undecided. That, like, after seeing everything that Donald Trump has done, to sit there and go, well, I need to learn more about Kamala Harris first. That blows my mind. She's going to need to throw some policies out there. That's what I want to see, because that's where I think she's kind of losing some people at. She's not really giving us a good, strong idea of what her policies are, and we need to see that. And I want to see her frustrate Donald Trump without having to constantly call him out.
Gambit, George, T. Nathan is in the house. Gilbert, who's ever up next? What do you expect to see? What do you want to see?
I expect to see a lot of baiting by Donald Trump. He's going to bait her a lot. Now, will she take it? She should. She should not take the bait. One thing that Joe Biden proved in the debates back in 2020 was you can acknowledge and brush off his bullshit very easily just by saying, "Will you shut up, man?" and that and then roll right into answering the question again, because that was how easy it was. And other than that, he didn't really take the bait. Now, the 2024 debates, he was off. He was just off. He was a zombie incarnate, and it was not a good deal. So it was a lot easier to pull him into that. As long as she holds true and holds to her policies over his nonsense, I think this is an easy win. But the MAGA supporters, they're gonna trump all over.
So, no pun intended, of course.
Exactly.
T. Nathan, what do you expect to see? What do you want to see?
What I expect to see is a disaster. What I want to see is I want to see, because I believe the people who are going to vote for Trump or not going to vote for Trump, that's already set. I don't think this debate will move the needle any at all in that matter. There's a 7% sliver of the population that want to know more about Kamala Harris, which I think is rooted in racism, but I'm leaving it alone. But I want to see her be who we need her to be in this moment. I think all of this soft edge approach that people are talking about she needs to take, I think that's going to backfire on that. Because let's be honest, this country and optics are important. And if she takes a passive approach with Donald Trump and not attack and be aggressive with him, we're going to watch her lose the election. I think that's the approach I want to see. I want to see the prosecutor in Kamala Harris. I want to see I want to see those attack lines. I want this to be a contentious debate. I don't want it to be sit back and take it, because Donald Trump, this is his 7th presidential debate. But not only that, he's a reality show, and he knows what people like to see. That's the only reason this race is so close at this moment, because you have a 34 convicted felon that is performing, and you're only going to beat him if you outperform him.
Gilbert, how about you? What do you expect to see? What do you want to see?
I expect to see a train wreck on Trump's side, and I expect to see Kamala Harris be the prosecutor that she is. And what I want to see, definitely what I want to see, is essentially is Kamala, explaining what she's about to any undecided voters. Explaining and because we all know Trump is going to do without all of his little tactics to try to do whatever he can to try to get her off her game. And so definitely what I want is for her to stay on her course, stay resolute. And I think that if she sticks to her plan, she sticks to her game plan, then there's nothing that Trump is ever going to do that's just going to phase her. And nothing that what he can do is going to make her lose the debate. Unless she just, for whatever reason, allows him to get under her skin. Which I don't think that'll ever happen. So what I think will happen is just, essentially she's going to embarrass him. She's going to embarrass him, humiliate him in front of all of his supporters, and still that won't waver his supporters any. But yeah, that's exactly what I think is going to happen. She's just going to end up humiliating and embarrassing him.
George, how about you?
If she can keep the prosecutor attitude toward the debate and stay on point without falling into those traps, like Biden and Trump. Biden kind of fell into those traps, and he started going, and then because we all know that Donald Trump is the master of baiting. I didn't want to say it. I'm sorry. Hopefully TikTok won't ban us. But anyway.
We're not on TikTok.
That's all right. We got T. Nathan. It's going to happen eventually anyway.
Okay. There you go.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's
officially, we're not
are we
on,
really
we're not
worried
on
about that
TikTok.
at this point?
That's already been decided, so that'll happen anyway. But go ahead, finish up.
But if she stays on point, and doesn't fall into a trap, I think the big topics are going to be Israel. I think that's going to be one of the things, and then I'm going to do this. That might sway some voters. I don't know. But what I'd like to see is WWE SmackDown. That's what I'd like to see. And I think that's what she would do.
I was expecting Angry to say that.
I will say this much though, and this is the problem with a SmackDown. How do you smack somebody with no shame? We have already seen without a shadow of a doubt that Trump supporters have no depth. When the devil is looking up at you or looking down on you going, what are you people doing? Why are y'all digging? The only thing left is molten lava at the center of the universe. Like, these people have made it abundantly clear that they're going to support this man no matter what. That's their 30 to 35% of Americans. that are going to support that man. Donald Trump could come in and assault of a sexual nature their cat, and they would ask the cat, what did the cat do to him? It must be a Harris cat. So that 30 to 35% is already sold. Okay. Then you have 45, 50, 55% of people who are already sold on Harris. All right, we're sold. You ain't got to sell us. We wasn't going to vote for this dude. And when Biden left, we were like, oh, snap, we're excited now. It's the people in the middle that I'm afraid of. Because the people in the middle aren't asking the same pertinent questions. They're not. They're not asking the same pertinent questions. If they do talk about Israel, these people are already hell-bent on saying that the Biden-Harris administration is the reason Gaza is the way it is. There is proper criticism there, but they're offering nothing else in return. So the only other option is this idiot. So my problem is you cannot smack Donald Trump because all you do, the 30 to 35%, the 35 to 40% that's already with him, they're sold. Solid. You could hit him in the mouth and chiclets could fly out along with Sonic rings. It ain't gonna matter. They're gonna vote for him. And the people who are supporting Harris, we already are gonna support her whether she smacks him or not. It's those people in the middle who are not asking any pertinent questions of both candidates. They're just asking them of one, that if she smacks him down, she might give sympathy to this idiot. That's what I am afraid of.
No. I disagree. I push back on that. If she smacks him down, that's what they're waiting. That's what they need to see. It's no, just like you say, he has no shame. There is no sympathy for Donald Trump at this point. No. This is the point that we need. This is about that 7% in the middle. Like you said, this is not about MAGA supporters, and it's not about people that were going to vote for Joe Biden if his head was in a jar. It is not about those extremes. It is about that 7% in the middle that is going to decide this election. And those people in this country, we have to accept that optics of this is the president of the United States. That's what we don't want. Jimmy Carter. That Ronald Reagan won not because he was brilliant, but because he came across as a great leader. He came across with strength. He came across with this air that we need her to come across with. This is not about policy because most people talking about policy can't spell the word. Most people don't know what policy was when they were living in. They don't know. That just sounds good. But at the end of the day, they want to see strength. And Donald Trump's idea, that's why so many weak men follow Donald Trump. Donald Trump's idea of manhood is what weak men think it is. See, what we need to see strength. We need to see passion. We need to see strength. I'm going to tell you the truth. I know all I need to know about policy. And then she needs to address head on this idea that people don't act like they don't understand how your core values can stay the same, but the methods in which you get to your goals change as time and experience becomes part of your toolbox. The idea that people are asking these questions shows me, I'm trying not to get banned, shows me
There's a first. There's a first.
Yeah, it's already
right.
Try.
You feeling all
Do
right?
Hello,
or do
everybody.
not. There is no try.
Are you feeling okay?
Right.
Thank you.
Right.
Are you
I'm
sick or
trying to get
something?
through tonight at least. I'm trying to get through tonight's debate. I'm live on my platform also, and I don't, how I feel about other people's platforms. I don't want to get anybody else banned. But I think the general public is below political IQ level anyway. So they're not asking the right questions at all. We're not talking about this race. This race is showing us the depth of bigotry, misogyny, and racism in this country. Because a lot of the issues that they say they have, no other president in history has had to put up with them until a woman came along, a black woman, and has to deal with it. She has literally 21 years of public service experience, more than Ronald Reagan, more than George Bush, definitely more than Donald Trump when he was first elected, and now more than Barack Obama. And the conversation is about she's not experienced enough. That's rooted in misogyny. That's rooted in racism. That's not rooted in fact. Fracking. If somebody else talks to me about fracking and it wasn't a defining factor in 2016 or 2020, I'm just going to say, what are you talking about? Because you don't even know what fracking is. Because those are not defining issues. People want to, and I'm finding in the streets, because some people need to stay on the sidewalks, but in the streets, people are not talking about the same things that I'm seeing people talk about or Pontus on the news program. They're not talking about those things. Nobody, and I know you all, it's a pet project to a lot of people, but nobody that I interact with on a daily basis in the marginalized communities we deal with have come up and asked me one question about Project 2025. They have asked me about define what is inflation, explain inflation to them. What about their grandmother having to afford health care and food? These are the things they want to know. How does the next person that guides this country, how are they going to deal with that? They're not even asking for the plans. They just want to know that you're trying to deal with them. Because policy, and I'm not trying to monopolize it, but policy, talking about policy at this point is a delusion, because until you get the team in place with the Senate and Congress, there is no talk about policy that's realistic. Nobody was talking about the details of the Affordable Health Care Act until they got into office. They wasn't sitting down having discussions about the Second Chance Act and all that before they got into office, because they only understood how you have to deal with the landscape you have to navigate to get your policy ideas into place. And that has always been the history of any political discussion in this country's history. And to act like it's changed now shows me the depth of the racism and the misogyny that we face still in this country. Because if Kamala Harris was a white man with the same credentials, we wouldn't be having this argument. Our discussion.
They wouldn't even be. That's the thing. They wouldn't even be making these arguments up. If you notice, these arguments only come up. They came up to a certain extent with Obama, to a certain extent, but with him, it was more along the lines of, "Is America ready for a black president?" Okay, so if you want to make that the center of your conversation, cool, great, fantastic, fine. He was always a middle of the road centrist Democrat, but the optics was, well, is America ready for a black president? Why not? We had a bunch of white guys. Why is this even a talking point? With her, it's gone from that conversation and a roll lower than even that, because the misogyny was always going to be there. Ladies and gentlemen, when Biden announced he was stepping down and fully endorsed Kamala Harris, the misogyny was coming. We knew that. The problem was the misogyny came with the racism. And it has been a very ugly slog. And I'm sorry, a lot of people are going to get mad about this. It is coming from people that want to support Donald Trump. I've heard some of the stupidest, most ridiculous, unethical, dumbass things about that woman from men of me and Angry and T. Nathan's hue. I feel like I should be like my mother and smack Shatch. There's no way so many black men are saying they're just letting their misogyny and their racism just flow.
Oh, my bad. I thought you were going to say they were all coming from my hue.
Oh, no. We expected it. We expected it from white people.
We expect that.
That was white man. We expected that. White men overwhelmingly support Donald Trump. You all are going to be the reason we lose this election. I'm just going to say it. Because that's what I've been telling people. When they say that, I was like, you don't really need to put vote blue in my comment section, because it's white men that are overwhelmingly supporting Donald Trump comparatively to Kamala Harris. And it is rooted in misogyny. It is rooted in that idea. These arguments are not rooted in fact. What is her policy? She was a senator for 4 years. Why don't you look at that? You don't look at the LIFT Act. You don't look at the things she did when she was Attorney General of California. You don't look at the fact that she had 80 damn press conferences prior to this becoming the nominee for the president, but you wanted her out there talking about policy within a week of her getting there.
Yes.
That is rooted in misogyny and menage a noir, and that's the combination of racism that goes with it. These people
But you know
cannot
what else was
rub two
happening, though?
brain cells together. Yeah, go ahead.
See, this is what else was going on, though. This is what else was going on. While all of this was being pushed at Kamala Harris, Donald Trump has been the nominee for the Republican Party 3 times. 3. He started off with, I'm going to build a wall. Mexico's going to pay for it. They never did. Muslim ban. Only the Muslim banned countries, the countries he banned were countries he did not have business in. No business. He had no business in them at all. Oh, I can ban Sudan. I ain't got no damn business there. Oh, I'll ban Latvia. I ain't got no business there. But he was doing a Muslim ban. Donald Trump has talked for 8 years, and none of the stuff that man has ever said has ever come to fruition. So why is it that Kamala Harris has to come out with a 10 to 20 point plan, an economic plan that addresses your grandmama in Appalachia, Mississippi, who's got the bad sugars, and white man make white Geyerson's mama all the way up in the Appalachian Mountains, whose grandmama has Mountain Dew breath. But Donald Trump, who has been running for this same damn office for 8 years, the only thing we can say to him is, please don't shit on us. We know you wear Depends diapers. Please do not take a dump on us. We don't really care about your policies, Mr. Trump. We don't really care if none of the stuff that has ever come out of your mouth since 2016 you've ever done, Mr. Trump. Just don't poop on us. Why is the bar for Vice President Harris, and to a certain extent, Joseph Biden, why is that bar in heaven and Donald Trump's bar is underneath the devil's feet? Why?
Is the
Democrat? It's always the Democrats, though. The Republicans can come up, hold their balls. I'm gonna kill somebody. Let me go fight the brown country. Yay! Overwhelming white man support. I just supported him. I like his policies. What is his policies? Well, I'm gonna just kill me some brown folk. Yay! The Democrat got to come out with a 50-point plan with all the calculus done, and then it has to be able to individually label, hey, Gretchen, you in that state in the Midwest, we have a plan directly for you. See your names in it. Why is that? Why do we have to do that? I'm sick of this. If Donald Trump ain't going to give up no damn economic policy, why are y'all questioning Kamala Harris? Get on my damn. I'm sorry. Sorry.
I feel you. I hear you. But
It's the morning show. Gotta calm it down. It's not the morning show.
You also know why. You know why.
I know. Why. I know. You know.
I just want people. I want people to start.
I think everybody on this panel knows. Everybody on this panel knows exactly why. Everybody. The problem is, why are we accepting it? Why is the mainstream media, which, just bragging about this radio station, one of the reasons GCPR exists in the first place is because of the lack of accountability that our mainstream media has done. They were supposed to be the fourth estate. They were supposed to hold truth to power. But in 8 years, they have never held Donald Trump accountable for shit. They read his tweets like it was normal. They listened as he babbled. They thought it was normal. Oh, this is normal. That's just Trump. But Hillary Clinton, Joe Biden, and now Kamala Harris have to come up with these detailed-ass plans, and our media organizations are going to hold their feet to the fire. But they let Orange Oompa Loompa Cheeto Man, the magical melting man of Mar-a-Lago, just run free. Oh, plans? Who needs plans? Donald Trump sat there and said that people are sending their kids to school, and these children are coming back transgender. And nobody in the media.
After days, not the same day.
Yeah, no,
not the same day. Because apparently, apparently same day transition is not a thing. But after a couple of days,
Okay, well, the trans
George
aren't
coming-
they're obviously not efficient. They can't get it done in a day. But we'll not
Like,
beat them up
If
for
it
that.
were, I'd have gone to my guidance counselor when I was 13. Christ.
Let me do a quick reset of the program.
please do.
This is a special edition, so to speak, of TKE Tonight. We are live with you on the 10th of September, 2024. It is debate night in America. If any of you out there listening to us right now are even considering whether you're going to watch this debate or not, I strongly encourage you, I implore you, I ask you, please watch. I happen to think there's a bigger slice of this country that is as of yet undecided than is polling. I hope this is a very important night. This will be the only presidential debate, period. There will not be another. If there is, I'll eat my own foot, I'll eat my own words, but it's not, there won't be another one. Because under no circumstances is Trump going to want another one. If he wins, walk out on a high note. If he gets his ass handed to him, let's not let that happen again. So this will probably be it. At some point during the debate in June.
Wait. Let's rewind. You think at some point he would think that he would have lost? You think there's any convincing him that he loses?
I didn't say he was going to say it.
He will.
I need a little clarification here on the question.
There will be. I will put it this way, Jeff. I'm gonna push back on you. I think there will be enough. There will be another debate if enough of the media organizations say that his stupid ass lost. The only reason he wanted another debate with Biden is because everybody picked on Biden and his age. If Donald Trump, if Joe Biden had walked in there like John Wick and verbally annihilated this man, he would have called it rigged. He's calling it rigged now, right as we speak, ladies and gentlemen.
He's already called the election rigged.
How do you rig a debate? I'm sorry. I took a debate class or two. I think I might have taken a speech course in college. If two people have microphones in front of them and you ask them a question, Mr. McCormick, how would you handle the water crisis in Flint? I think I would fix the pipes in Flint. Mr. Trump, how would you fix the water crisis in Flint? Well, that's a good question in nuclear, and we got to get rid of the Venezuelan gangs.
Well,
and people say to him, and people say to him, hey, man, you screwed that question up. That was not the answer to the question anybody was looking for.
We're going
Donald Trump will ask for another debate. I promise you this. I promise you this. If enough people say Donald Trump looked like warmed over, refried ass, he will ask for another debate. Or he will say that this one is rigged and that he won. But again, the spectacle is the only thing people give a shit about. That's it.
And I concur in most of that. Donald Trump doesn't want this debate. Let's go out there and understand. He doesn't want this debate. And he's going to win it in his mind no matter what people say. But I also think it's not a debate in the same nature as when we did debate in high school and college. This is not the same kind of debate because this is not about, this is not mediating or meeting a medium ground. This is about convincing those people that we might disagree on the percentage. I just don't see that larger percentage that are really haven't made up their mind. But we are trying to convince the people that are in the middle, as you call it, or that sliver that we're talking about, that this is the best person for the job. And the bar is so low. I want to address your last question. The bar is so low for him is because he validates the whiteness of racists and bigots. And I know people think we live in a post-racial country after the election of Barack Obama. That was an illusion. It has always been an illusion. We should have known that on the second day of his presidency. But
we laughed at that. Black folks in black communities laughed our ass off at that.
It's post-racial. I
You
was
could
like,
hear
what
the
country?
guffaws out of our houses. We were laughing about that in church, in our houses, in union halls, in the salon. The barbershop had a good laugh at that. Hey, man, it's post-racial.
I was laughing about it in Centennial Park the night of the acceptance speech when we was there at first, because I realized, and I say this, the same thing is going to happen 99% now this time also, because people don't realize this is not just about the executive branch. This is a down ballot race. If you're not prepared to, in your local communities, vote for those people who are going to protect the rights and privileges that we have been fighting for over 100 years, then you're wasting your time. You're wasting your time. This is not just about. See, that's the thing that gets me. And I know, and I understand, it's a lot on the back of Kamala Harris because she is going to carry it. But at the end of the day, it says we the people, not we the person. And if we the people don't make our voices heard about how we want the future to look like, then we're going to be sitting back and the future is just going to be happening to us. And we're not going to be a part of the narrators dictating because there is make no mistake about it. Even if I don't talk about Project 2025, I talk about Agenda 47. And these are his words and what he is talking about out of his mouth that he can't run from. And those are horrible enough. What in the entire hell does it look like to say, what does the actual, because we've seen it and people don't believe this is the first time this country has talked about mass deportation, happened under Eisenhower. But explain to me, what does it look like to get the United States military involved in mass deportation on American soil? I tell you, these people want things, and I'll be like, how? Just tell me how it looks. How does that work? What does that even look like? Y'all just forgot the POTUS Act. Forget that. Just forget that. Forget that. What does it look like that the United States military will be rounding up people in the United States, the same government that sometimes can't identify a Venezuelan from a Honduran, no pun intended. What does it look like rounding those people up? Because I have an image of Germany in 1939. I have that image. This is what you all are inviting. When we talk about, and don't get me wrong, I don't believe that Donald J. Trump has read a word of Adolphus. You don't have to, because it is rooted in the equation. When you start to talk about these things, when you start to tell these are the things you want, The Handmaid's Tale, let me tell you something. That will look like a day in Disneyland if you allow white men to control the reproductive freedoms of women, because it doesn't stop there. It doesn't. These are the things I'll be telling people, okay, just tell me the natural outcome of what you're asking for. The tax cuts that you all talk about, you all like so much, didn't include you. Those were not permanent. The wealthy got permanent tax cuts. Large corporations got permanent tax cuts. You didn't. And if you're only selling your vote for a stimulus check that came from your pockets anyway, you're telling me your vote. I need to hear Sally Struthers in the background and Laura McGough Angel singing, because that is 59 cents a day. You too can buy an election with your own money.
Or buy a black person that believes in that, boo. I mean, we also have to address another elephant in the room, and I am glad Gretchen is here for this. Donald Trump saying all these things about trans people is perpetuating yet another part of that trans panic, right? So for everybody that's quote unquote still on the fence, if you know a gay or a trans person in your life today, right now, you need to ask yourself, how much time do you want to spend on that fence? Because your trans friend, your queer friend, your non-binary friend, will be affected by this election. Because guess what? Project 2025, the Heritage Foundation don't like them people either. Okay? They don't. I told everybody, I am voting against Project 2025. And I'm not voting against Project 2025 simply because it will affect me. It will affect every woman that I know. Every single woman I know. Every woman, every young girl, all of my granddaughters, my daughters will be affected by this. But you know what else? Gretchen will be affected by it. My friend Jade will be affected by it. My friend Rissa will be affected by it. Because they damn sure don't want them around. Trans women? Bathrooms? Nah, they can't have that. All of my Spanish-speaking brothers and sisters will be affected by this. The only people that will not be affected by it are the same ones that are supporting the guy that is pretending like his name isn't in it 300 damn times. Yes, economic policy does matter. Do not get me wrong. Economic policy does matter. 100%. But I'm telling you something. By playing the fence on this, you are risking more than just a few people's lives. You are risking hundreds of thousands of millions of people you don't know. You have no idea who they are. And when their life is affected negatively because your ass sat out of this, don't come and tell them, but economic policy, but I was thinking, and now every trans woman.
But
exactly.
what economic policy? Economic policy that he put in effect that just so overwhelmingly benefited you all that you all are looking at and saying, I'm voting for, if it's a one issue, say this is your one issue. Tell me what economic policy, because tariffs on goods that were imported, we lost the tariff war. Just point blank, we lost that war. Those goods, those prices are not paid by China or importing countries. Those are paid by Americans. And the tariff war that Donald Trump started was so bad that it affected goods and services from other countries also, that led to the crippling effects of a micro repression rooted in inflation that we still are dealing with to this day. Do you really think, I can't, that's what I say, when I hear that, all the things that Thomas said, true, 100%. But at the end, and we're going to be voting against Project 2025 for years to come, by the way. Just thought we put it out there.
Because it's going to rebrand.
Blueprint.
We've been voting against it for years already.
Thank you.
Yeah. It's been showing up in different ways under different names. So, yeah.
No,
probably since 1960.
By many names.
No, let's go back before that, because this is just a conservative wet dream that they just put all in the pages, 922 pages. I could take every one of those policies and show you in history where they have been implemented by the Dixiecrats, where they have been implemented by George Wallace's crew that started. No, these are not new. That's the thing I always tell people about. I say, if you're just waking up to these idealisms that are rooted in conservatism, period, you have not ever known what conservatism is. The deportation under the Eisenhower is still the same thing we're talking about today. The same policies and principles that they have, because people don't realize, because not a lot of people have read all 922 pages of the mandate for leadership, or as they call it, Project 2025. But it's not just about how we're going to control the country. It's how we're going to use the country to control North Africa, the Middle East, and all these other places where Black and brown people reside, because that is nothing different than the same kind of colonization plan that this government tried to use by trying to say they were liberating Black people and sending them back to Africa to colonize it in the name of Western civilization. And I'm not going to break down the history, because I also want to talk about, I'm going to talk about tonight on my show after this, the most brutal election in this country's history that took place in 1872 in Louisiana, that mirrors almost exactly what we are watching now, when 150 Black men were killed for just trying to participate in government. So we're going to talk about it. But all of that that's why I say this whole discussion of policy is not rooted in reality because there's no plan. There is no plan Donald Trump put into effect that benefited the same people that are so overwhelmingly on their knees sucking.
They got Trump nuts in it. I'm sorry. I'm gonna say it. I get.
Well, to paint you a good picture, though, it doesn't matter if he had an economic policy. His diehard fans don't know what it is, don't know what it means anyway. This is a true story. I have an uncle. He is adopted, and when Trump was voted in the first time, and Trump has tax cuts. And it's like, why are you voting for him? And my uncle's like, oh, it's tax cuts. The tax cuts he gives. The economy is so much better now. I'm like, dude, you live in a dilapidated van under a bridge in Oregon, fishing for your dinner out of a dirty river every night. How did you benefit from any of those economic policies that you claim to cherish so much that you can't explain?
Not a pot to piss in.
Because here's something else that I think we all need to be honest about. Okay. And Kamala Harris may be the domino that starts this, but it's going to be a long, slow process. My black ass might not be alive when it actually happens. But Donald Trump is the last gasp of white man run everything. He is. They cling on to his ass like a life preserver because the other aspects of these men's lives, and it's white men, I'm just going to be honest, it's ass. It sucks. There is nothing there. They cling on to their guns because they have nothing else. They cling on to their Bible, even though they don't follow anything in it whatsoever, because they swear up and down somebody's coming to get it. Donald Trump represents that last moment that, we're still in charge. But here's the problem.
It's the same way it bleeds into the pro-life movement. It's not pro-life, it's pro-white because they're so terrified of becoming a minority and being treated the way they've treated everybody else. And I say that as somebody that despite being trans, I am white first, and that's what people see.
You're very white. I just wanted to throw that in.
I understand that. That's what I went to Florida for, and it didn't help.
It didn't help. But can we all just be just a little bit real here? They want them white babies. Okay. They want y'all to mount the youngest white women you can get your hands on. You are the old penis being held up against all math, logic, and science so that you can jump on top of some young girl for all of the 30 seconds it would take for you to do that. And they want you to pump out as many of them damn white babies as humanly possible. And they better be boys because white girls have a tendency to want to date black guys. Just throwing it out there, something I heard really that I can't confirm or deny. It's something I heard. However, them white boys, they will keep this idea of white male superiority going into the next century. Here's the problem, ladies and gentlemen. Here's the problem. The white population in the world is shrinking. White people don't even want to have sex with other white people anymore. They're like, I'm done. It's like if I have to see him one more damn time, if he comes to me one more time, I'm gonna.
White women. White women don't want to have sex with white.
But hold on, wait a minute, because it's white men too. It's white men too. I don't say all of them because. George and Jeff are in very stable relationships with other Caucasian women, and good on you. Very proud of you. Happy that you're doing this. But when people realize that there's an agenda, it used to be fun to be white people having sex and making white babies. Now they're like, yo, son, it's an agenda. Excuse me? Yeah, you ever heard of the birth dearth? What is that? Oh, well, by 2050, the whole country will be brown and black. Now it's not fun to be white having sex with other white people. Because now you're thinking, oh, shit, I might actually produce a white child out of this. Oh, my goodness, I'm adding to this thing. I don't really want to play this. I'm like, Do I really want to? White people are not wanting to have sex with white people. This is worldwide. And if you notice, the far rightness of the entire planet is losing their rabbit ass mind. England elected an entire Labour Party and as a Labour prime minister for the first time in 15 years. Shortly thereafter, white folks lost their mind and started beating up on Muslims. Marie Le Pen, who looks like if Kellyanne Conway was a snake and her skin shed, it would look like Marie Le Pen. She has been a far right gadfly for 20 years. I've known about her dried up ass for 20 years. She's been trying to be prime minister of France. And they France like, nah, get her ass up out of here. Nah, move the bitch. Nah. Every time she runs, her party wins a little bit, but she never wins president of France. You got Viktor Orban, the laziest vampire in all of Europe. Like, dude, suck some blood at this point. Damn. Do something other than just Orban up everything. Like, and it's because white.
Who? A ghoul. He not a ghoul. Just make him a ghoul. He can't be a vampire.
Because he's the laziest vampire I've ever seen in my life. How the hell you come from Hungary and you ain't hungry? How the hell you come from Hungary and ain't sucked an ounce of blood? You ain't even stuck a needle in somebody to get an ounce of blood out of their ass. But he's all far right because white people on the planet are losing their damn mind because it's like, oh shit, we're not going to be the majority anymore. So every time a Kamala Harris, a Barack Obama, Sunak over in England, what's his face up in Canada, every time one of these young, dynamic, and not all the way white folk show up, it scares the shit out of them because they're like, oh, it's close. And for the record, I've said this before, but I really want people to understand. White people, look at the camera. Look at me. Don't nobody want no damn revenge on you. We're not thinking like that. Equity, yes. Diversity, yes. Inclusion, absolutely. Revenge, we ain't got time for that. We starving. Kids eating ramen noodles and smiling all the damn time. You don't get out your ass.
Listen, Thomas. What you just said, diversity, equity, inclusion, that sounds like revenge to them. Because you are having to acknowledge that you have done nothing to entitle you to the field of play except be white. And you have imposed the laws that we have lived under in this society for over 500 years, rooted in the fact that you created this system to maintain your dominance in whiteness and suppress every other person that didn't either want to be white and had the opportunity and didn't, or did not look like you. Because that system is what racism is. That's why I get tired of talking to people and they be like, well, everybody can be racism. No. Racism is a conglomerate of two words, race and a system. And no marginalized group of people created the system that we operate in this world known as racism. And then what you're saying, though, especially when you talk about equity. See, people don't realize I don't fight for equality because I don't believe we're equal. But we all should have the means of the same equity, the same access. When you control the access because your fear is that, now one thing I do agree with you, I ain't got no time to be running no system of oppression because I'm lazy. I am lazy when it comes to keeping my foot on the neck of somebody else just to keep
I got a pool to take care of. I ain't got time to be. I got it. But I wake up in the morning, I have a cup of coffee. I got a radio show to do by 8 a.m. After that, it's about 10. So, it's kind of hot. Got to go cut the grass. Once the grass is cut, now I'm sitting around. The dogs want to go out. So now I got to clean up the poop. You know, and that will keep me up until my daughter comes home. Then my daughter wants to eat snack. I ain't got time to go. Time to kill Whitey.
Right, and I ain't got no time.
That's not on my agenda. I ain't got no time for that.
I ain't got no time to cut my yard. I ain't got no time to press you to cut my yard because you can't cut my yard like I can.
I didn't even press a snake the other day when I was cutting my grass.
Well, see, you just need to manage your time better, Thomas.
It's on the list.
You just need to manage your time better.
Wait a minute. Hold on. There's a list? Oppress Whitey is on the list? See, this is why. This is why
you manage your time. You could do it.
This is why. This is why Ghost.
It's right after collect poop.
Listen, this is why
I don't care. I don't care. I don't care what all any of you. I don't care what any of you do. I'm just trying not to get murdered in the bathroom.
Listen. We're not going to let you get murdered.
No. Thomas, I'm going to say this. That sounds good, and I'm going to be. It sounds good, but right now, she is there, and we are here. And at the end of the day, there's no amount of wishing is going to keep our trans friends safe. There's no amount of wishing that's going to do it. There's only action.
Well, I'll tell you what. I want to get rich so I can build a compound so that Gretchen can live on it. So that way I don't have to, Gretchen will be on the compound. And that way, if somebody wants to say something about Gretchen's bathroom, I get to come out. Excuse me, what you say? It's my sister, man.
Thomas, let me tell you something, right? That's an illusion. I just did a whole video talking about the illusion of wealth among the marginalized communities saving us from racism and discrimination. Wealth has never been. Look at Tulsa. Look at the Greenwood District of Tulsa. Look at Oscarville. Look at any of the cities that were burned to the ground between 1919 and 1923 that were affluent. Look at the fact that it's not going to save us unless we save ourselves by not only enacting laws, but be prepared to give those laws the teeth necessary to not just be reactionary to the problem, because we always want to run out here and have hashtags and we want to have protests after someone's dead. We need laws and we need to implement things that are not just reactionary, but protective in nature. And until we do that, we're still going to have hashtags. It's not going to matter. Wealth didn't save LeBron James from having the N-word spray painted on the side of his garage in a gated white community. Gretchen is not going to be safe because we wish it to be safe, because paper is never stopped a bullet anywhere I've seen one. Matthew Shepard was minding his own business. You understand? It is not enough just to talk about policies and protecting marginalized communities. It's about what are we going to do to impose ourselves and to let those who would hurt marginalized communities know that we will annihilate you as preemptively and not reactionary. And I know that's a little too militant for people, but I'm tired of watching my friends. My fingernails are black in dedication to the friends I've lost. People don't understand that. This is about friends and family that I have lost. So I wear this as a constant reminder to let me know that it's not the talking that's going to get it done. It is the opposition. Look, I can show you the text. I just told my cousin to never contact me again in life when he told me he was a Trump supporter. In life. I don't want to see you in life.
You have one in your family?
I had one in my family.
You need some Coonesian repellent. Don't do that, man. It's not. I'm telling you, Coonesians are like the Strigoi strain. If they bite you, they're going to get the words.
There are a few others I'm going to be contacting between the next 54 days and seeing, because all they got to do is tell me, and they're cut off too. Show me, and you're cut off too. A lot of people don't understand.
I just found out my nephew. I just found out my nephew's like that. My nephew is one of them people, and I want to feel bad, but I don't, because he's a distant nephew. He's like, hey, dog.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This cousin, this is my brother's cousin, not mine.
Yeah, come on now.
My cousin. That's it. This is what I'm saying. So we have to start realizing that everything we have done in the past to stop all of this has not worked. And I've been sitting here waiting for you all to get the message and the memo that it's not going. It hasn't worked. The civil rights movement was a failure. The some when we talk, and this is why I hate to hear people talk about. Well, we're comparing the rights of the LGBTQ community is striving for to the movement. Well, both of them were a failure. Let's just go there. I hate to break it to you, but they both are failure. And then until we learn to start doing something different and more extreme, we're going to still be at funerals talking about they were good people.
You know what though? Let me throw this out here. One of the things that I have tried to do, at least over the past 2 years, is to empower the voter. I want these people to understand that the debate that we're having right now or tonight is between two people that want a job. We are their employers. We hold the key to whether or not Vice President Harris or Donald Trump sits in the White House, right? I don't worship politicians. I never have. Jimmy Carter is my favorite president because he was a flawed, effed up president. But through the remainder of his life, after both in the office and out of it, Jimmy Carter tried to be a good human being. So I will say he's my favorite president, but I'm not going to walk around with Jimmy Carter draws on. What I've tried to do is empower. T, if you tell me you got on Jimmy Carter draws, man, this is gonna be some.
I had to check.
You have to talk.
I got on blue draws. Got on my best.
Hey man, as long as they ain't got Jimmy Carter's face on them. If you got Jimmy Carter draws,
my mother.
Have a conversation.
My mother's in the. We gotta stop talking about my draws. My mother's in the chat.
Thank you. I'm like, Mama Nathan's in it. We can't. But
that was what did it. That was what started.
That's what did it. That's what did it.
That's what. Yeah.
Yes. My mother is in the chat. We're not talking about draws.
Fair enough.
All she needs to know is they're clean. That's all she care about. That they clean.
But it's like I have tried to get people to understand that these elections aren't popularity contests. I don't care what office. If two guys want to catch your dog, they are both running for city dog catcher. And these are your employees. What the hell do you think these people do with all that tax money y'all complain about? They pay these people's salary. These are your employees. So if a person stands in front of you and you ask them a direct question and you get rigmarole, don't hire them. You don't hire them. Everybody knows why. I am Thomas the Villain Bishop. I am also Thomas McCormick. If I start running for anything, if I run for city water commissioner, I should, answer questions about water. And if you ask me a question about water, like, hey, how you going to keep the water clean? The other day, I went and tried to get a glass of water, and it farted, and the water tastes like a 10-pack of ass. How, as the water commissioner, are you going to fix this, Mr. McCormick? And if I give you a story about the time I drank out of a water hose and my little brother hit me in the back of the head with a piece of charcoal, do not hire me for the damn job. It's a simple concept. I have been trying to empower people to believe that these people work for.
How many people have ever understood?
Come on, Thomas, how is that not relevant, though?
But see, that's the thing. The thing about it is, I do it in a way that may turn off some people. But we have reached the end game of this worshiping of politicians. Donald Trump should be the last politician you worship. This man, people are putting grown men who think me and T. Nathan with dark fingernails are somehow feminine, have a tramp stamp of Donald Trump's name over the crack of their ass.
I just told you my mother in here. You can't be talking about tramps. I told you that.
Hey, Mama
Oh, my
Nathan.
goodness.
Mama Nathan. Please tell me I'm wrong. Mama Fairley. Please tell you can tell me. I respect you because you are a queen mother. Tell me I'm wrong, Tell me I'm
Yeah,
wrong.
she
Sitting up
I'm
here
a
talking,
Nathan. Am I,
sitting up here talking
Hey,
about
Jeff,
ass
probably
jacks
Jeff,
and shit.
Jeff,
and
am I wrong?
You ain't right.
Look,
Jeff,
I gotta
am I
listen,
wrong?
guys. Listen, guys, it's 7:06. I said I was going to stay here with y'all at 7 o'clock. It's 7:06. I have to go finish because I've been watching all of this.
Yeah,
I'm
you got to get
take Bella
prepped,
out.
dude.
I will be
You gotta
I will be
you gotta
back
go
at
get prepped.
7:30. I will be starting off at 7:30. We're gonna do a pre warm up. We're gonna talk about all the things I noticed in the past debates. I watched 6 debates today with Donald Trump and 4 debates of Kamala Harris, and I am about ready to throw up. But anyway, we're going to talk about that.
Drink some
Starting
water.
at 7:30. Yeah,
You
drink
really
water.
said
I'm
you
gonna
about
take Bell
to
out. Look. I got to get some water too because I'm drunk and get ready. But you all join me back on the GCPR network at 7:30. We're gonna go into it and we will be streaming the entire debate live. We will have, and I promise I won't interrupt. I promise I won't interrupt. Maybe, but we will stream it live, and then we're gonna have commentary after the fact. But I'm going to get out of here. Mother, I'll see you there. Chief of Security, I'll see you there because we're gonna need some moderators. But we're gonna be on the GCPR network and across all my social medias, on my backup page, not here. But thank you all for inviting me. I really enjoyed this. But we got to get out of here so I can be ready to start on time. All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not talking over Jeff. This is his thing. He's the news guy. But please tune in to Conversations with T. Nathan this evening on gcpr.live. He will be doing post debate analysis.
Pre and post.
He's doing pre and post. So he's doing pre and post. And as Jeff said, we're all going to be talking about it in the morning anyway. So, T. Nathan, have a good day. Do a good job tonight, man. Do a good job. Do a good job, buddy. You're number one, man. I'm sorry. I'm just frustrated. I really am. We've reached this point and I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like anything about it. We have gotten to the point now where this is really a debate. This is really a conversation amongst people. Some folks who have the rational side of their brain working, who see that the country's on fire, things are shaky, but they can get worse. And there's an organization that wants to take us so far back, it's not even funny. And then there's another rational side that says, hey, we don't want that. And yet for some reason there are people, this is a toss-up to them. Somebody tell me I'm wrong.
That's what I said at the beginning of the show, though. It was the same thing. I can't believe there's people in the middle that are still like, after seeing everything Trump has done, sitting there questioning, well, I need to learn a little bit more about Kamala. Who's thinking, what was wrong with these people?
If Jeff just walked in and said, hi, my name is Jeff Kennedy, and I was thinking about running for president, and we're all in the midst of a locust attack, like flying locusts are currently trying to get our damn eyes out, and Jeff comes in and says, I noticed you guys have a locust problem. I actually am in touch with people that kill locusts. That's not the time to go, I need to learn more about Jeff Kennedy. I have locusts trying to eat my eyes out. How did we... Again, I keep trying to empower the average voter. I just want us to start looking at these people like the employees that they are. Maybe that's my John Lennon-esque moment, but the day we stop worshiping these politicians, stop putting tramp stamps of grown men above your butt cheeks as another grown man, maybe I'll feel better. I'll probably
please don't make the analogy of the giant slugs covering people in a ranch. I just
nope.
Yes.
I will not. I will not.
Thank you.
I
I
will
can't
not
take that one.
I got argued down on my own
no.
show by
He's
my
been banned.
co-host about the
He's
slugs.
been banned from
I
that one.
can't
That
even
one's
talk about
80
slugs no more.
86 the
Dude,
slugs.
he's been
I
banned.
can't even say I want to
No,
slug.
you've
I
been
can't even
banned
say I
from
want to
saying
slug
slugs
somebody.
and forks in the same sentence. You are banned from even saying that.
I can't even say, hey man, I'm gonna slug that person. All three of them are gonna tell me to shut up. Like, come on, man. I want us to empower.
Like he is dangerously
African
close right
American.
now.
I know, right?
I really
Yes.
genuinely want to empower the average American voter. Voting should be as important to you as your groceries. Voting should be as important to you as your kid's soccer game. Because when you don't vote or you vote stupidly, people start banning books. People start putting fictional trans people in the bathroom like vampires up in the corner waiting for your little Susie to come in so they can have some level of relations with them. They start believing that the border, the southern border, is like Walmart open, a 24-hour Walmart. You can just walk in. Hey, how you doing? I'm coming here to steal some jobs. Like, when you empower people to see these folks as their employees, you don't have this problem. But we don't. We don't. And this is why we end up here now. A competent prosecutor, attorney general, senator, and sitting vice president of the United States is competing for the highest office in the land with a felonious perv with a rotted egg salad sandwich in their head with a cotton candy machine gone amok for hair, for the color of a turkey sandwich has been left out for 3 days, who babbles incoherently and who spent 45 minutes of just talking about the people who accused him of sexual assault. How did we get?
We got here because the old guard, it's familiar. You know, that's why people want to vote for Trump, because it's familiar. If you vote for Kamala, it's going to be an unknown. It could be hope. You know, it's kind of like the rebels and the empire. Are we voting for the empire or are we voting for the rebels? Are we still going to be under the boot heel of the empire? But the empire, you know, people knew about it.
Everybody always thinks they're the rebels, no matter.
I know. I know.
Even the conservatives think they're the rebel.
Yeah. Yeah, and they're not.
That's the hilarious part.
Yeah, like you have all the indications of the damn empire, and you're trying to vote for dumb Palpatine, dumbass Sidious. That's his name, dumbass Sidious, and his Sith apprentice, Darth in your couch. Like, come on. Like, I'm gonna put my Darth in your couch. This is a suitable ticket? But we're the rebels. No, you're not. No. Yes, Kamala might bring hope, or she might be a middle of the road centrist Democrat. Who knows?
Lord Sectional.
Lord Sectional.
Dark Lord Section. Darth
Sectional.
You say this after we've lost James Earl Jones, man. What the hell? You said
You are part of the Rebel Alliance and a traitor. Take her away.
Put her on the couch.
You're part of the Rebel Alliance and a traitor. Put her on the couch.
You are part of the casting couch. Oh, wait. Wrong.
Don't do that.
You're wrong.
Don't do that.
Wrong movie.
Wrong couch.
You're
wrong
Put her in the comfy chair.
Wrong movie. I think we're forgetting what show we're on.
Yes. Jeff is like, y'all are screwing up the vibe.
I'm so sorry.
Like, I have a new show.
Jeff, I'm
You
sorry.
jackasses are coming in here with the couch jokes. I want us to be, I think an educated populace really is a better populace. The problem is We don't have an educated populace.
We
Donald Trump,
defunded the education system.
but it's like Donald Trump is even a viable candidate for the presidency of the United States. That should say something to us. Like, if Donald Trump can run for president, why can't the Menendez brothers?
They
really
did.
No, they're not. They're both in prison. Their mama and daddy are dead, but that's why they're in prison. But if that's the bar of felon, if that's the bar, then Jeff, who else?
I'm just past that shock at this point. I in 2016, I'm like, people who's voting for this guy? He's a clown on TV. I didn't like him in Home Alone 2 when he had a cameo. I mean, who is this guy?
He had one line and I hated him.
The shock is over. That shock is over. It's terrifying now. It's not even funny anymore.
Original the F Donald Trump Club merch will be available on the Villains Guild store. It might not say there'll be the original.
The OFDT shirt is coming.
Yes. Mine will probably be the only one that says original since 1989, but there will be an F Donald Trump Club shirt available on the Villains Guild store. And I'm going to send one to Jeff. Jeff, when did you stop disliking? When did you stop liking Donald Trump?
I'm from Jersey. We've known about this for 30 years. And we tried to tell you all when The Apprentice became a big thing. We've known about this for decades. And no one listened because we're the liberal elites from New York. And nobody wanted to hear it.
So should we have your shirt say Jersey original hater? Since, was it 30 years? Let's go back. Oh, well, we're talking 88. Jeff started hating Donald Trump the year after I did. I mean, before I did.
Yeah, I was hating him before hating him was cool.
Out of high school.
I was hating him before hating him was cool.
We have about 10 minutes left. Is there any other... I've postulated on my program a lot that the Republican Party is no longer a functioning party. It is a corporate-owned entity. The Koch family alone spends more money and employs more full-time people than both parties combined. The Republican Party is a wholly owned subsidiary. And that doesn't mean that there isn't dirt in the Democratic Party either, by the way. Mayor Adams in New York City is under investigation. Several of his appointees are under investigation. And Bob Menendez, thank God, also being from Jersey, George Wilmot was finally going to see the inside of a prison cell. That said, I have postulated on the program that Republicans don't just want to take us back. There's a joke that Republicans want to take us back to the 50s. I think that's partially correct. But which century? The 1850s?
The 1850s.
The 1150s? Which sometime in the Dark Ages? So I want to ask you all one simple question in the, say, 8-ish minutes that we have left. Could give T. Nathan 2 minutes of buffer time here. We can talk about economic policy, voting rights, Project 2025, student debt, medical debt, Medicare for all, guns in schools. We can talk about all of it. Is there truly any other issue than the fact that November 5th will be either the end of an election cycle and one in a series, or it'll be the last one? Isn't that really the only issue left at this point?
Yeah. I would
basically,
say.
Yeah.
I would say, yeah, that we are on the precipice. We are literally on the precipice of either having a democracy that is functions well sometimes, doesn't function well other times, but it can be fixed with a little elbow grease, arguing out those disagreements and making it better, a more perfect union. Or we could be staring at a dictatorship. We really honestly could. And every person on this panel, with the exception of George, Jeff, and Gambit, will be affected by it. It is there's no other way to say it. There's no other way to say it.
No, we will all be affected by it because this show will go away.
Oh, they're gonna.
In a dictatorship.
And
they're going to come after.
And they will come after us. They will come after creators because creators spawn hope for other people.
George and I will
ideas start.
George and I will be sharing a cot in a concentration camp.
We've seen that same thing happening already to creators on TikTok. The concentrated attacks after the DOJ's indictment came out about the Russian propaganda firms paying all these right-wing creators. I mean, we're already seeing the first steps of it. And if Trump gets elected, it's the same thing I've said to all of
they took down Midas Touch.
They're back, though.
Yeah,
they did. But
they reported
they were
able to take down Midas Touch.
But even to the third-party people, the people that are third-party are saying, I'm not going to vote. I can't, good conscience for this or that. I'll just wait till this election's over, and then we can get who we really want. If we lose this election, you won't get that chance to rebuild. You won't get that chance to start over. Because I'm all about finding that right candidate on day one after the election is over and moving more progressively as a country. But we're not going to do it if Trump wins. If he wins, it's done.
I really want y'all to think about this. This might sound egotistical, but I really want you to put some thought into it. This election could come down to this. We could end up with a lot more older millennials, or we could end up with a lot more me. You could dislike me. You think I'm profane. But it's okay, because you know what I stand for. You understand that. I am willing to have a conversation with anybody. I might do it loudly. I might be the biggest voice in the room, but that's fine. But imagine a country where guys like Joseph Redden can get away with anything they want to do simply because they are who they are, and Trump allows it. Or you could end up with a country where, as ugly as it is sometimes, as bruised and battered knuckles as we get and the fights that we have, you could end up with a guy like me. A lot more conversations that push this country forward. And again, that sounds egotistical, but it's not. It really does come down to that. Do we want to have a country where, much like the tagline for this radio station, where every voice matters? Or do we want to have a country where the only voice that matters is Donald Trump? A man who has bragged about his penis on stage, has thrown every piece of decorum and presidential decorum out the damn window. Could you imagine him with permanent power? Permanent. The cabinet he's going to put together. The laws he's going to try to get passed. Mike Johnson is basically a rubber stamp for anything that Donald Trump does. And if we lose the Senate and the Republicans take over, well, Mitch McConnell's not going to be there, but who's going to be, who?
It doesn't matter who. The point, that Jeff's point stands. If we lose this election, that's the last one.
Yep.
It is the last one, kids.
And make no mistake, his supporters, they are honest. I've never seen anything like the loyalty that they have to him. And I mean, I recently had to cut out somebody in my life that was just, since January 7th, 2021, he had been on a non-stop hardcore mission to make me MAGA.
And he has fought him.
So throughout that whole time, I've been arguing back and forth with him, trying to get him out of MAGA. Nope. Nothing. No kind of economic policy. No kind of flat out showing him. No amount of reasonable debate. Nothing. Nothing gets through to them. He told me he read Project 2025. His exact words. Thomas, you remember I told you this? Everybody remember I told you this? He said, Project 2025, it was well written and well thought out.
Who thinks like that?
So make no mistake, if we are not careful, he will get back into office. Simply
And
because
God help us all.
Simply because of guys like that. They look at it, they read Project 2025 and everything within it. That's what resonates with them. That's what they want. The very first time I ever met him, I made a joke. I made an innocent joke about, because at the time, I still thought it was just a joke. It was just like a wild ass just conspiracy theory about the birth girth. So I made a joke about that. Instantly, the first thing he did, his whole demeanor changed. He looked right at me. He goes, "What are your plans? What's going to happen? What's going to be?" And he, without it, he literally looked at me and tried to grill me on what our black people, what our plans were, what we were going to do to take over the country, what when's it going to happen, what were we going to use, how was it going to do it. Like, I didn't know it at the time how deep into conspiracy theories and all that he was. I didn't know, because if I knew instantly, I'd have known to keep him at an arm's length distance from me. But subsequently, since then, I tried talking some sense into him, tried just befriending him, tried.
But you can't do that.
But
you
I
can't. It just doesn't work on them.
It
but
doesn't.
We are less than a minute. We got to clear the network for T. Nathan.
But we are less than a minute. Yes.
Debate to a T. Nathan comes up in just a few seconds. Conversations with T. Nathan takes you the rest of the night. Thomas returns tomorrow morning from 8 a.m. TKE Tonight returns tomorrow from 8 p.m. We'll see you then. T. Nathan starts right now.
Good job. Very proud of all of you. I get to be the success. Very proud. I'm not the sort of